Hi everyone, thanks for listening this message. In recent times, we got messages that do we have any program, any course where we can go enroll and we will be very much eligible for the job market. What does it means that if you go and check the IT portals, you can see that you have different course packages for CCNA, then CCNP, then firewall, then cloud, then automation, etc. Right? So what we have done that we created one program for those engineers who want everything at one place and they are new to the market, or maybe they want to enhance their skill set. So we created such program, Joint. Joint is something like job-oriented internetworking training. Now, in this program, you can see that we have added CCNA routing switching, cloud virtualization part of VMware, CCNA or associate level wireless knowledge, Cisco Meraki, Google Cloud associate level knowledge, not entire course, but how much you need um, to get clear in your interview, or when you are working on this cloud environment, you are not new to that cloud environment. Then Python, then routing switching, ASA firewall, and then we are adding firepower as well. So not only ASA firewall, but next generation firewall. Then we are going to add Cisco SD-WAN, Cisco DNA, etc. Like what we want, that we want to make this course as a complete package course, in terms that once you go and complete these areas, you write, you can write in your profile, in your CV, that you know these technologies. And apart from that, not only this course, once you go and use the Joint 9, that's the code here, and if you apply, you will get maximum 85-86% discount on this course. So not only that we are offering the discount coupon, but apart from that, we are giving the lab, EVNG lab. So whoever will go and join this particular course, they will go and get the EVNG lab as well, so they can practice routing switching, right? So what you need a solid foundation, solid course where you can gain the technology knowledge. Then you need the lab environment where you can go and do hands-on practice. And then you can go and add these areas in your profile and go for interviews and all, right? So on other words, in simple words, I can tell this thing that if you go to Udemy or YouTube, I have so many different courses I created just to obviously earn money. So many courses I have, but this is the only course I created actually for the IT professionals, actually for you, where I want that you can go and get the job. That's why I have added whatever I have 15, 16 years of training experience. I have added all the best things from there, in terms of that you gain knowledge, whatever gray areas you have. Someone knows networking, don't know automation and cloud. Someone knows networking, they don't know firewalling technology, security areas. So that means that you can go enroll this course, gain the knowledge on those areas that you don't know. Or suppose if you have only 1 or 2 years of experience, then you can start this journey, complete the entire course within 5 to 6 months or maybe 3 months, and then add these things within your CV profile and get the job. So this is something like job oriented or career oriented training that is going to help you to get the job and right knowledge to showcase in your profile. All right, thanks for watching this video. Great job. Since you have completed DNA and SD access, now let's move to DNA automation part. Now, before you go and start automation since to the automation with respect to DNAC APIs, I want you to go and learn this Python section. Suppose you know Python, and if you learn this from any other resource or maybe from my other courses, then you can skip this section and directly you can move to the next section, right? Suppose if you don't know Python, you want to learn it, then you have full chance here that in this section, I'm going to cover Python. Here you can see that I have this 19 videos starting with basics of Python, the data structure, the conditions, and finally file system and error handling. Again, I'll recommend that if you know these things, skip this and go to the next section. In case you don't know this, then go through it, try to make your notes, try to run programs related to Python, do some practice, and then move to next section. That will be our automation section. Actually, automation with respect to APIs. We are going to use a lot of DNA APIs to do the work, and you will see that API in action in the next section after Python. All right, so please go and complete your Python. So what is the agenda for this training? Let's quickly go and see the objectives that we are going to achieve. And here you can see that we have the objective that we'll go and learn Unit 1, Unit 2, 3, 4, 5. Unit 1, we have basics of Python, their modules, data type, then conditions, different type of looping technologies. Then we have the functions and arrays, and then unit number 4, list, tuples, dictionary. Finally, we have to work with the files and the error handling. Again, we have gone through the basics in the sense that introduction of Python in the first video, that what is Python and why it is useful and all. This is just the summary slide that, yeah, Python is powerful and we should learn this because it is this particular programming language is used almost everywhere, at least with respect to networking domain. Since we are preparing for CCNP DevNet, or we are preparing for automation respect to Cisco or non-Cisco devices, you need to learn this. Later on, this knowledge will be very much useful for your CCIE DevNet portfolio as well. So you should go and understand all these terminologies, all these units that we have splitted here in all the topics within these units, unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have handful of lab, and we will learn all these topics, all these units with the lab. Okay, so Python is useful because it's object oriented, it has indentation, it's powerful because it can support, it has inbuilt library, it can support third-party utilities as well, it's portable, you can run anywhere. It is easy to actually learn. You will see that it's actually easy to learn. It's an interpreted language, interactive programming language, and it has a straightforward syntax. Okay, so knowing this introduction, why not let's go and start unit 1 and do some hands-on. Let us start unit number 1. Now our infra is ready. We can go and perform the task related to understanding the data types. Already we have done the Python installation. It is up and running in our system. Now we can go and learn the data types related to int, float, boolean, and subsequent videos we'll go and learn more and more about different type of data types. So let's start with int. Now the integer data type, as it's one of the simplest data type we have, with integer, you can see simply that we can assign value to integer, and then we can go and print that particular integer value. In the print statement, you can see that we may have binary. So we know that 0, 0 is 0, 0, 1 is 2, 1, 1. It's like this format. Let me quickly write here so you'll understand. Suppose if we have 0, 0 in binary, so that 0, 0 will be nothing, but this will equal to 0 in decimal. If we have 0, 1, that means this is 1. If we have 0, if we have 1, 0, this will be 2. If we have 1, 1, that means this is 3. So like that, if we have binary representation, 0 in 0b, that is just the binary. 1, 0, that means it will be 2. And likewise, if we go and check in the hexadecimal, then 0x hexa 20 becomes 32 in decimal. Like that, the conversions are there. Then we can go clearly and examine or check what is the class. So what is the type 10? Type 10 That's the format, that this is the function that will go and verify the type of that object. This is class integer. Likewise, if we have something related to floating value means something after decimals, so 2.8, 99.99, those are the float values. If you go and check the type for float values, that will be, you can say, print type y. That means this class is float, right? And different floating examples here. In scientific numeric, it will be represented, means we can go and assign like e value. It's like indicative the powers of 10. So 87.7e 100. So that this will be one of the value. If we go and check what type of class object this is, this will be class float. Likewise, Boolean, true or false, 0 or 1. So 0 and 1 also we can check the class values. Obviously, in the upcoming section, we can go and check the usability. So we'll go and utilize these things, these objects within the programs. Let's go and verify quickly the three object types that we just learned. So suppose if we have, you go and press 2, you can see a equal 2 is equal to 2. If I go and press assign a to 99, then a will be 99. If we print a, that is the 99. And if we want to check what is the class object this is, so if I can go print say type a, right? So type a, and this will be class int, right? So like that we have the values. Now if I can go and print, suppose 8888888 plus 9, obviously it will give you the plus number after that. And if we can go and simply, if we can go and print the type, suppose 99, so this is class int. This is normal integer. Then we have floating value. Floating value also we can go and examine. Suppose 2.99 or y equals to 8.88 or 99 should be equals, suppose 9.99. And then you can see y, print y. So if you go and print the y, this is this. And now if you want to print the type, suppose y, this will be class float, right? Likewise, we have condition like true, false, 0, 1. So that also we can go and verify. So if I can go here and check the Boolean condition, suppose true, and type. Now you can see the error. And earlier we have discussed this thing that the Python languages, they are case sensitive, right? So if you go and write like this will throw error because it's a case sensitive, and if this is not matching, then it will go and throw the error. Likewise, we can go and check the false. So false, you can go and check, and now you can see that this is class object bool. So like that, we understood these three type of data types. In the upcoming section, we will go and explore more data types. Great. So far, we have completed data types int, float, boolean. We understood that, how it is working and what is the type, object type. Now, in this session, we are going to learn about a string and a list. and they are very interesting, and you will see that in upcoming section we are going to utilize them a lot. So let's understand this list. A string and then list. A string, as name suggests, this is a collection of continuous characters. Obviously, for example, hello. Within double quotes or within single quotes, we can go and represent it. So clearly you can see that if I want to print Cisco Live, it will go print Cisco Live. And if we go and check the type for Cisco Live, this is class string. Correct. So easy, simple format, because in future, in our networking field, we are going to see this string example a lot. We have lot many these examples related to a string, because there are so many things that is type integer, but there are so many other things. For example, the interface description, the interface name, etc. Like those we have to go and define as a string, as a object string. Again, you can see that if we have a string, obviously there are something that we should go and understand. So if we are using this double quote, in between you can use single quote. Vice versa, you can use this within single quote. In between you have these double quotes. Now suppose if you want to escape something, so for that we are using this backslash. We know that the usability of this backslash, that means if you are using this backslash, then you are negating the next character. So what does it mean? For example, here you can see I can go and print A and then backslash, press enter, dot B, and then it will go and print A and B. So after backslash, any type of character, special characters, any type of white spaces or blank or etc., that will be negated. Right, it will go and negate that. For example, A backslash B backslash C, then it will go and print ABC. I'll show you all these examples in our lab setup. Now here you can see that those terminologies defined here. We can go and use backslash with a single quote, double quote, and what's the use of that, new line. And if you are using backslash twice, that means you are negating, and then you are removing the effect of backslash. Then you can go and utilize this twice. Mostly where it is used, you will see that mostly we are using backslash n, that is the new line, backslash tab. So for example, here you can see A backslash tab T. So A and tab B, A and tab B, that means the output is like this, that in between you have the space for tab, right? And again, you can use tab. So two spaces, tab, three spaces, tab slash n. So tab and then a new line character, etc. So in upcoming section, when we have big program, there you will go and understand about these things more. Then we have other data structure, that is the list. This is also something that we are going to utilize more and more in the upcoming section. So you can see that list of different type of characters, either it's a integer or special characters or the alphanumerical characters, or we have 10 and 11 within the box. If we go and print as it is, it will go and print x equal to list. And suppose if you want to have empty list, so x equal to list and then printing x means this empty box, right? That means I can go and assign this list in multiple ways. Other way, you can see that we have tuple 1 1 2 3 4, then x equal to list tuple 1, and then x is 1 2 3 4, right? So why not, let's go and learn these small examples in our setup. Let me pull my automation server that I have, and let's go and do this lab. Okay, so here we have the server, and let's check the examples. So let me do one thing. Let's go exit, clear Python 3, and now we can go and check those examples. So first example was that, let's type. Oh, can I type? I think my drawing I need to remove. Okay, close. Okay, so print Cisco Live. You can see it is printing Cisco Live, and now if we go and check the type for Cisco Live, obviously this is the type is string, the class object is string, right? Now what do we want? We want to negate something, so I can go here, say print like this, and then Cisco is an, and then again we can give this, right? IT company. Now you'll see here that we have this type of example, and if we go and use backslash, you can see we have this example. Or we can do one thing, if I use single quote here, oops, so let's see, I can go and use single quotation here, right? And if we go and use this, so there you can see the problem, right? That's why this backslash is something that is negating the effect. So point here is this, that if you are using single quote in between, if you use this single quote, then it will not work. So same example, if I go here, I mean, it will not work if you do not have this backslash, right? So if I press enter, it will work. But if we remove this backslash, like if I use this, this will not work. That means I have to go and use such type of quote here, then only it will work, right? So now you can understand the use of this backslash, right? Use of this backslash, that is very important. Now, apart from that, we check this example that if we want, what if we want to print, say, oops, A, and then enter, then enter, oops, print A, and then dot, 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 B, enter. Now see A dot B, because it will go and negate all those white spaces or other special characters in between that, and then A and B we can go and print like this. Now if I can go and use print A, then B, so print A, and then the B, then C, then D. Now you can see that the print here, now it's quite interesting that how it is printing, right, the characters here. So be careful while you're utilizing these examples. So I can print A here, and then I can use B and then backslash, then C, and then oops, backslash, and then D, and let's end this ABCD, right? So now you can understand the usability of backslash, and then how we can go and define the string, how we can print it, all those examples nicely we can understand from here, right? Now let's quickly go and see one more example, that what's the use of the tab. So I can use T and B, and now you can see tab in between them. And if I use tab, oops, tab and then tab, then we have double tab, or you can go and oops, use tab and N, that is the new line. So you can see A and B. Obviously, simply if we can go and use A, new line B, so they will go and print A and B in the new line, right? So now these are small things, but later on when we'll go and write big programs, then you will understand assigning the variables, assigning the integer, the strings, the tab, the new line character, the comments, all those things will come to one place later on. So now we understood the data type is string. Why not? Let's go and quickly check the list. Now list is easy, straightforward. That is collection of the characters that we can go and assign. So let's go and do that. Say list equals to, for example, that is in the square box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it may be 1, means it may be A, B, C, etc. And then it can be 6, 7, 8, like that. And in between, I can go and fill some characters. So suppose A, B, and then list. So list equal to, you can see the example. Now, if I go and assign list equal to X and X, so X, you can see X equal to this. Very much simplified, right? Again, we can go and point list characters as well, but we can check this later on in the big programs that will go and create. So we can go and verify that. So far we are good, and we have completed two data structure, data types. That is, one is a string, another one is the list. Let's stop here. In this section, we are going to learn about variables, expression, statement, precedence of operation, and comments. Variables, as name suggests, that it will be some namespace. So once you go and assign some value to some value, means suppose x equal to 10, that means x will go and allocate some memory, and this memory may be 10, 20, etc. So here you can see that we may have different type of assignment operator. It may be storing space, memory as space related to integer or floating value or related to a string. And then when we print, then that memory will be called in the print statement. So it will go and print whatever variable assignment we have. Right. So it's easy, straightforward. And in upcoming sections, we are going to learn more and more about assigning the variables, because whole agenda is this, that you have some variable assigned to some xyz, and then that variable within the function you are calling those variables, and then you are manipulating it. Even in this example, also in upcoming examples as well, you will see that we'll go and assign some variables, and those variables as per the action, as per the requirement, it will take action. Okay, so for example, let's be here. For example, suppose here you can see that x equal to awesome, and then we are printing. So even we can go and combine these text and variables as well. So if I can go and run one program here, let me pick that automation script, the server that I have. Let me go and set here. So I can show you this example in my server. So let me go and pull my server. So here I have my server, and I can go and see, I can go and assign x equal to Cisco. And then if I can go and print like this, see, I can go and print like this, say x, calling x here, and then plus is for concatenation, is good place to work, and enter. Cisco is good place to work. Even you can go and do little bit modification that we have studied earlier, that we can go and use tab Cisco is, and even if we just wanted to give some space, give a space, enter, right? So like that, we have examples that we can mix the variables with the text as well, right? And again, multiple mixing will be there, x plus y plus g, etc. Now, next very important piece we have is expression, right? Expression, that is combination of values, variables, and operator, right? So you can combine variables and operators and values within the same expression. Suppose z is one of the expression, x equal to one variable 10, z equal to x plus 20. Now you can see z having the values. So let me quickly go and highlight so you can understand this. So here you can see that this is one of the variable. This is one of the variable, this is the operator, and this is the value, right? So variable, operator, and value will go and make the expression, right? So it's very easy. Again, later on in this section, we'll go and do a small exercises related to this. But expression, variable, they are hand in hand. Then there are some definition like what are identifiers, what are literals, what is operators. So identifiers, any name that is used to define class, function, variable, object is identifier. As name suggests, identifier. That will go, that is the name that is going to define the class, function, and the variable modules, literals. And you can see here the snapshot that from this you will understand literals means they are literals, they are not variables. That means that you can go and fix it somewhere. So you can see here that we have literal, you can see 42 is literally the literal, is the literal that is actually fixed, right? It's a string literal, byte literal, integer literal, floating point, etc. And then the operators we have, right? So operators, again, we'll see in the next slide that you have the operators like plus, minus, and there are a list of operators. So those are the operators. If I have a plus b plus may work as an operator, right? So now in this example, you can see the expression, different values we are combining at one place. That is the expression. Then literal is something that is a fixed value as the literal, and then name suggests the identifier. So now we understand that what is meaning of the variables, what's the mean by expression, what's the mean by the operators, literals, and here you can see the examples of the operators. So we have add operator, subtract operator, multiply, integer, reminders, binary shift, and, or, less than, greater than, like all these examples that we're seeing here. Obviously it will be used in the upcoming programming section, that according to the requirement will go and use different type of operators. Now point here is this, that these operators, they have some precedence, they have some order in which they are following the instruction. So we have some order, and you will see that I have separate slide, precedence of operators, that I will go and explain you. Before going there to the operators, precedence of the operators, let's quickly check the statement. Now, a statement is an instruction that Python interpreter can execute. We may have two basic statement. One is the print statement, and then you have something called the control flows as well. Means if you have if a statement, while a statement, for a statement, again these are the statements, they are some sort of control statements, right? These are some sort of condition statement, for condition, if condition, while condition. So again we will see later on that while printing also you can use the statement, while having some control flows you can have the statement. So for example, here below you can see x equal to 10 is as one statement. Within print, that you have the print Cisco company is one statement. So like that means most of the things will fall under the statement, right? It's the instruction that Python interpreter can execute. As simple as it is. Like it's a instruction. Statement is an instruction that interpreter can go and execute. So point being here is this, that now we are understanding different type of building blocks of Python, a small thing. Now we study about the, you can see here that we study about the data types, float, boolean, string, list, variables, expressions, right? Expressions are also important. The statements, that's the statement that interpreter will go and execute. Then we'll go and check the precedence of operator comments. Comments are straight easy forward. While writing big programming codes, we are using the comments. So we should know that where in that program, what we want to do. Or someone else will go and read our program. They will understand that this block is doing what, this block is doing what, etc. Now here you can see the order of precedence. We know that if we have some example, 3 plus 4 plus 2, so 3 plus 4 into multiply by 2. So multiply having higher precedence than 3. So first 8 into 2 will execute. That means it become, sorry, 4 into 2 will execute, it will become 8, and then 8 plus 3 becomes 11. Likewise, you have 10 plus 2, 10 into 2. So first 10 plus 10, it will become 20, into 2 become 40. Again, you can see here that if we have anything related to say 10 plus 10 and then multiply by 4, so it will become 10 plus 10, 20 into 4 means 80, because the order of operation we have in such a way, so it can go get execute that, right? Okay, and then I will show you some of the nice examples. So here you can see this is just an example. So A, B, C, D, E, 0, we are assigning some values to them. So A plus B first will get executed. So A plus will become 30, and then 30 into B, that is the 15, it will become 450, right? Yeah, and then divided by 5. So you can see the output like that. We can go and check these things. So order of operations are actually very easy, straightforward, that the brackets, then the multiply, then the plus minus, like addition, subtraction, they will get executed in that particular order. And that's why we have some examples. Then you can open your Python and you can work on this, right? Then finally, we have comments. Now we may have single line comment. We may have multi-line comments. If we have single line comment, you can simply go use this hash symbol and then you can write it. If you have multi-line comment, then you can go and use this double or single quotes like this, and you can put your statement in that. So multi-line comment also you can go and provide. So both options we have. Now, before moving further, I just wanted to create one program where I can show you the expression, the operations, the booleans, and all those things. So not booleans, but other things. So let's go and write our program. So suppose I can go and create one program, ABC, something ABC dot py. So it is there. Okay. And then start of the program. So let's just start with this. And then it will be share bin in Python, right? Suppose A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to 30, D equals, and D equals A plus B, and then multiply by C, and then I want to print A, and I can give the comment here like this is to print A, then print B. You can give comment, this is to print B, and then print D value, right? 1, 2, 3, you can go and use. So this will become comment, then print C as well. right? And 1, 2, 3. So print C, print D. And since you want this in the new line, so you can use print /n, right? And then Control O, Control X, and then we can go into Python 3 abc.py. So now you can see that we are printing ABC, and then we are printing D. Let's see the program. So ABC nano. Now suppose you want to edit this, right? So you can come here and you can make this like this. This is value, right, plus A. Likewise, you can go and give this is value plus B. C I will leave as it is, and then finally say this is value D, right? Control O, Control X, go outside, run this program one more time. Now you will see that it will go and give the result. Now here it is telling that we can't do the concatenation for the string and the, so we have the string, right? And then we have the integer, and a string and integer, it's actually difficult to add. So that's why we are getting this error, but no problem. This is just to show you that how we can go and do this. So if I can go here and put in the function int a, int b, and d I haven't changed. So where it has the problem, you can see the problem as well, right? Multiple ways we have that we can go and correct this. First of all, that we can go and change the data type. So if we want to mix with a string with a string, let's see. Let's go and try to correct this. And here, I can't concatenate a string with the value. So I will use this approach first. So now you can see the D having issue. So D is integer, and then we have this value here. I should give some thing here, so it should work. Oops. So Control O, Control X, and then now you can see this is one way. Oops, this is one way that we can go and print 10, 20, and the value that we have. So what we have done here simply is this, that we have changed the parameters as concatenating a string to a string, or what we can do here simply that I have done below, that you can go simply and print this. There's no problem in the print statement. You can print A, and you can go and print B as well. Give some comma separation, and then it will work. So now you can see that this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, and 900. So like that, we can go and complete this task. Now slowly you can see that our programming is becoming good. Let's just stop here. In this important section, I'm going to cover modules, function, flow of execution, parameters, and argument. So let's start with module. What is module? Any Python program that we are writing is a module, and then we are saving this program as .py. So that means that module is, and anyways, we are telling that it's a modular program. Module means that where I have a statements, expression, variables, everything I'm defining in a module, and then I'm saving it as a program that I can execute. Now, important thing to mark here in the module is this, that I can have one copy of code I can save anywhere, and then I can import it. So what I'm telling that later on you will see then in SD-WAN and DNAC sections that I may have different type of modules. I may have something called the library. So I may have something called lib.py. I may have something called variables, or maybe important, yeah, variables, variable.py. Then I may have something called main.py. So what I will do, that in the main program, I will go call my library. So import library, import variable, import constants, etc., etc. Means I may have different modules of program that I can call within the main program, and that key is import. So I can go and use this import sys, for example, here import sys and then print sys.version. But yeah, you will see that in upcoming sections when we have bigger program, at that time I can define different packages and I can call within the main function. That's the use of the module. Now the second very important thing is this function. What is function? Function may be a specific line of code for a specific purpose, right? And then you may have module, and within that module you may have n number of functions, right? So what I'm telling here is this, that when we are using such type of approach where we have something called main.py, suppose I have main.py program, and let me write here so you can see that main.py. Yeah, so main.py program I have, and in this main.py program, we can go and have different functions. So I may have function which is doing some sort of arithmetic job. I may have function that can go and do some sort of subtraction. I may have function there it can go and do some operation between A and B and C, and then it will print. Again, later on, you will find that these functions we have, so for example, some API, and then API will be integrated with one function, and the input of one API may be output of other API, and then input of first and second, maybe output of third, and finally we have the main output, whatever we are looking for. That means we are going to do the nesting of function. One function I'll call within other function I'll call within other, and that will give you the true capability of the functions. We may have inbuilt function. Yeah, so the APIs that we have, we think that those APIs we are going to utilize within the function. Inbuilt API, we will call it, and then we will go and create a user defined function. This is that where we have power in the programming. You can see that we have on a small piece of example here, defining the function, user defined function, add numbers X and Y, and you will understand what's the meaning of this xy, and then what's the meaning of this 5 and 10. So we can go and define the function, user defined function, for a specific task, and it will go and do the task. After few slides, you will see that I will go and explain you parameters and argument. So parameters are passed during the definition of function. So what I'm telling here is this, that that you can see that we have the parameters and we have the arguments. So we have the parameters. So these are the parameters. X, Y are the parameters, while defining the function, we are putting the parameters, and then you have the arguments. You can see 5 and 10. 5 and 10 are what? 5 and 10, they are the arguments. So parameters and arguments, then function, then you can see the statement, you can see the operators, you can see the expression. Like that means now we are clubbing everything within one program, correct? So all these is small things that we are studying from from past few videos. They are connected, they are connecting, they are creating some meaningful result, correct? Now you can see the flow of execution. So flow of execution, obviously it will start from the top, and with example actually it is easy to understand. But yeah, flow is something that you start from the top. So then it will go read next line, and finally it will get executed. So suppose in this, if I go and run this program, the sum is add. So once this printf statement will work, is this printf statement will go and call these add numbers, and this add numbers within these parameters, these arguments 5 and 10s, they are the arguments will get fitted, and then we'll get the result as 5 plus 20, 25. And that's the same thing you can see here. The order in which a statement are executed, they are flow of execution. The first statement will execute first, the last statement will be in the bottom. The function will not alter anything. Then the flow of execution will go to the next statement. Means as per the program definition, the flow will happen. So for example, if we have such type of program written here where x in range 3, so x means x will be 0, 1 or 2, till that this loop will go. This is one of the for loop will go. But what will happen? The flow will be that first it will go and print this statement, then flow will be within this particular loop. So it will go and read this, print this, again read this, print this, again read this, print this. Once it will meet this particular condition, the range is 3. So once it will go and print 0, 1, 2, then it will go to the last statement. And that's why you can see 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, and the last statement. So that's the flow of the execution that you can see here. Again, we have example related to parameters and argument that we will go and execute such type of program, and you will see this is like user defined function where we are using some operators, a user defined function called some a b, where in these parameters we'll go and put the argument, and we'll call that argument, and then we'll go and print this, right? And then you will see the result. Obviously you see the result. We'll go and run this in a while. We'll go and execute this particular program. Now there are some definitions, or you can see some theory related to how we are defining this user defined function. So def indicate that's the start of the function header, and then while you are starting this, you should have, so here in top you can see that this will be a start and this will be the end of the function. Inside that you can have n number of statements, and then finally you can go and call this function anywhere. Anywhere you can go and call this function, and it will work as it is, right? Then finally, in this section we have something called return statement. This is one of the optional statement. Return statement is used to exit a function and go back to place where it was called. So here in the example, you can see that we have our user defined function, we have parameters, end of the function, and then we have some expressions like C and D where x plus y, x minus y, and then we are returning, means that we are ending this particular function. We come to know that, okay, this is the end. And then in the print statement outside this function, or you can think that this is part of main function, and while ending this function you want to call this function somewhere. So in the main function in the print statement, you are calling this function with some arguments, and as per the argument, so what is the end of this particular program? End of this program or this function is return C and D. So what C will return, what D will return, that will be printed here. Correct. So many things in same video, single video. Why not we'll go and perform the lab task to understand these functions. So let me quickly go and open my server, automation server, and then let's write our program. So say small.py, how we are starting the program. So let's start the program. User bin env, and then we can go and use our user defined function. So for example, my program is that I want to sum two integers. So now how it is that you are creating the function, and then you should use this colon. That is that now you can go and do any operation within your function. So we should follow the indentation. You should press space 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then suppose I want to print A and B, and then I can simply go and call the sum with the argument, say for example 10 comma 20, right? So now you can see it's just a small 3 lines of program where we have the user defined function, we are passing the arguments, parameters, and calling the function, everything we have. Now if we go here and run this program, so Python 3 small.py, you can see the result is 30. Right. So why not let's go continue and populate some more functions here. And now you will see I can go and create one more function here. For example, this time I will go and create some other function. For example, def add and subtraction, this time with the return value. So add and subtract, for example, x and y, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose C equals x plus y 3, 4, and D equals suppose x minus y. Okay, this is my function. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. I will return C and D, and then finally I want to print this function add sub with the arguments. What arguments I have? Suppose 30 and 10. Okay, and then oops, should be closed, and then run this. So once we run this, you can see that this time 2 functions we have. We have one user defined function that we created sum, and then we have other function that is add and subtract within the same program I have. So actually I am creating something called the user defined functions, right? And this user defined functions that we have, functions you can see here clearly that 2 functions we have, right? Let's go and populate. Let's understand the very interesting piece. We are at very interesting point here. Let me go and create one more user defined function, and this time I'll go and create any type of function. For example, person name, and there I'll go and define, say, first name comma last name. How it will be? Then it should be like this. Then 3, 4, what I want to do here is this, that same thing like we are doing. I want to print the first name, oops, and the last name, and then I can go and call this function. So person name, and then say, okay, I can go and use this just to save the time. Say Giga networkers, right? And oh, Control X. Now let's see. So now you can see that we are creating this with normal function with. So here we have the normal function that we are calling here. Then we are using the return, and then we are doing this. And here you can see that without return also, I can go and create such type of function and do these manipulations. So now what I will do, that I'll create one more program. Now you'll see nano, and this is call.py. I have copied earlier those programs, and now I'll go and remove these line items. What was the sum was one of the program. Now I'll do one thing, import sum, import add sub, right? And then this is my program. I'll can run this Python 3 call.py. Now you can see what error we are getting. Import sum, no module call sum, right? Now let's go back here. It's telling that okay, you have the program, but I don't know where is the sum, from where it is coming. So this sum is actually part of the main program. That main program is a small, right? A small, from a small, call this sum, from a small, call this add sub. Now you can see we have a result, right? At least result we have, but it is telling that call.py import a small dot sum, a no module call a small dot sum. Small is not a package. It is telling that, oh, you want to import something, but you can import from the package. But the point here is this, that you can see that is still we are getting the result, right? And since it is not a package, so it is throwing such type of error we have. It's not Python package, but yes, you can go and call one function within the other function. This is very much valid type of programming we have in the Python. Now, how we can go and correct this? So you will see one more change here, that you do one thing. See, do like this, from small, and then import sum. Likewise, you can go and do from the function, main function. Suppose you have from small, import sub, and then if you run this, voila, you can see the result you have, right? So now you can see that how we are calling module within module, And again, if I do further optimization, can I do like this? So since we are calling the same file, so why not from a small import everything? And then if we go here, wow, amazing, right? This is the true power we have in the function. Create a small functions, save somewhere, and you can import it. Either it's a package or it's your function. Python don't care. Until unless your procedure is correct, you can go and call them and it will work fine. So that means that we are calling that function which having result for line number 1, 2, 3. And finally, in the function that call.py, we are printing giga networkers. And likewise, we can complete this task. All right, let's stop here. We are almost end of unit number 1, but we have some very interesting um, programs to create and some of the interesting terms that we should know before ending the unit 1. So let's start. In this section, we'll go and learn few of the interesting uh, terms, and then we'll perform small programs as well. And in the next section also, we will go and build some of the interesting program or create some of the interesting programs. Now you can see parsing argument. Okay, we have user defined function, and within this user defined function, we can go and pass the arguments. We have option that we can go and pass the arguments here. So here you can see that, okay, we have our user defined function where we have the arguments name and message. Now this name and message in this with function, I can go and put the values. So I can go and define my function like this, then I can put the values and then we can get the result. Normal, like it's a normal practice that we can define the function and then we can pass the arguments. Now, do we have variation in this? Yeah, a little bit variations are there, that we can go to the right hand side, and in the right hand side, you can see that, yeah, we can go and assign some value, some hard coded value in the function itself, right? And then we can use this format is just how we want to print the output. And then here you can see that in the print statement, when we are calling the function, we are giving only one value, because one value for wish and the name is already defined in the function. So likewise it will go and print good morning. It should be to you because it is to here. So the exact output will be good morning to you. Okay. So we have variation in this passing the arguments, that we can use some defaults as well. Now, if you go and put the value in your left hand side, then it will throw error. Values we are putting to the right hand side or we are putting to both the sides. So again, you can see one more example here where we have the arguments within the function. So a for b2 and then print a plus b, and then sum is for 1 and 2 and then the default. So if we will go and hard code the value, it will give you the result 3. If we are leaving this as a default, so you'll go and call the default, so it will go add 4 plus 2. Again, these are very easy straightforward examples, but we have the variations. Now what if that in this function, for example, in this hello function, what if you want to pass n number of arguments? So in that case, you can use the special character called asterisk. Asterisk will be used for non-keyword variable length, and double asterisk will be used for the keyword variable length argument. So asterisk will be tuple, and this double asterisk var will be the dictionary. So what does it mean? It means that I have one program now, wish the star asterisk name, and then I can go and add, when I'm calling this function, then I can go and then I can add the any number of values here. Cisco A, B, C, D, F, any number of values I can go and add. And in the printf statement, whenever this function will get called, we are getting the hello and that value because this is variable. I can increase this length because we are using the asterisk keyword here. So interesting examples, right? Now, one of the lab we want to do related to getting the area of circle. We know that the formula from mathematics, the area of circle will be pi r square, right? Where we can go and define pi equals to 3.14, and then we have our mathematical function. So function is area of circle, calling parameter or the argument r. Obviously this we will go and put some value. So return will be pi r square, and then you can see now we are going to use one inbuilt function called input function. Input function is something when you go and run this program, it will ask you, it will go and ask you that what you want to put as a input integer. So once you go and provide this input, then according to that input, it will go and calculate the area of the circle. Okay, so interesting examples, why not? Let's go and perform the lab task related to this. So let me pull my Ubuntu here and let's do it. So let's start with the small function and let's create with the nano editor. Nano, suppose this 1.py. As we are starting our program, so that will be what user bin end and then Python, and then we can go and create our function. So define wish function. What you want to give the name and the message, right? So then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 indentation. I want to print. What you want to print? Hello. And then the name you want to pass. And obviously the concatenation plus. Then you want to give some space in that. Then again the plus and the message you want to print. Then you will call this function wish. So it will be hello. So I can go and give, say, giganet workers. So hello, and then name will come, that is giga networkers, and then the message, say hello giga networkers, Python training or conducting Python training, like that. So we can go and close this, and now Python and then wish. Wow. So earlier we know that we should go and give the, we know that definition that we should have the colon here, otherwise it will throw error. Let's go and run this. So hello giga networkers, Python training or conducting Python training, like that means again we can construct this in any ways, right? So okay, so let's build that and let's add some more functionality here. So this time what I want to create one more function. For example, function wish one, and there I will go and give the values, say for example wish and name. Suppose this time we'll go and give the value to the name, say to you. So this time we are going to pass the value within the function itself, and then I want to return in the format. So we know that the format, if you want, we have this type of option that we want to return in the format. that will be format, and then wish and the name I can go and put. Then the print statement, say hello, and then good morning. So now you will see here in this particular function that we have, right? Oops, what I'm calling here, it's like should be wish one. So we are defining the function in that we are passing the value, and then we are printing, say good morning to you, like that. It should go and print. So if I go and run this program, oops, again the same mistake that I have done earlier, that we should go and give the colon here while we are ending the function. Should go give the colon. Now you can see good morning to you. We have the fixed value to you, and then it is working fine. So likewise, we are populating, means we are adding the more and more function. This time what I want, this time I want to add the variable length arguments in this. So this time, say wish 3, it should be 2, wish 2 maybe, that will start with the asterisk and the names, right? Obviously give the colon 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, not the tab. Then put the for statement in a way. So let me show you that. So we have one condition here, that name, from where in the names that we are going to give, and then we want to print. So now we want to print, and I can give me one more. So print, what you want to print? So I want to print hello and then the name, right? And then we can go and call the wish2 function, where I can go and give the different type of names that I want to print here. So let's give say giga1, giga2, giga3, giga4, right? And then we can save this. So Control O, Control X. If everything is okay, then it should go and give the result wish2.py. Sorry, that is wish1 only. And then we can see that we have some earlier program, and then hello giga1, giga2, giga3, giga4. Now if you want to hide, the these statements, obviously you can go and use multi-line comment. So you can go here and then you can go and use this. So this will be hidden, means this can work as a comment. And then we can go to Python, and now you can see hello giga1, 2, 3. So now you can see that clearly we are passing different type of names here, but we are using one condition here. This is very much useful program, that in the networking section you will see that when you are passing the inputs, suppose you have a big dump, and in that dump you want to read the keywords one by one, and then you want to place, this will be one of the nice option we have in that. Right, so it will be very useful while you go and construct big programs in SD-WAN and DNA, etc. Now let's go and create one more program that we want to create the area of circle. So we can use the comment here, area of the circle will be, what is that? Pi r square, right? So that will be pi pi will be 3.14 r like that, r asterisk r. So this we want to create. So let's go and define a function for this. Define what we want to define. Area of circle, this is the name, area of circle, and that will be giving some argument here r, but you should have some global parameter. So what does it mean? That you should have the value of pi. So suppose pi equals 3.14, and then within the function we can go and 1 2 3 4 define this. So what we want to return what you want to return. Let's return, we want to return pi r r pi r square, right? And now we are going to use one nice function here, the input function. So we can go and use the input function here like this. So input, maybe the radius of circle. Actually, this formula is like pi r square, r equal to the radius parameter, maybe some input function, maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 30. So that is one of the integer, but part of inbuilt input function, and it will ask you that please provide the radius value, and then you can close this, and then finally you can print the function. Means you can go and call the function. So you can call the function area of circle, right? And done. Now we can go and run this program. Again, we should go and do something here. So why it is throwing error now? What was that error? Yeah, I have this. I think everything is there, right? Why it is throwing error? Input. When we are putting the input, oh, that is okay. I thought that is the error related to some parameters, but here what we need to do, we have to give one more code, that is end of line eul, and then if you go and run, so I'm doing some, yeah, mistake is there. You know that what mistake is there. So either use this, right, or use this. So now it should become green and the close buttons are there. And this is happening while you build your program. These things are common, but good thing here in this that it will always throw that error. You can go and correct. Let's run this. Function area of circle. And why? So pi equal to 3.14 should be called here r into r and r. So when we go and call this function area of circle, and why I'm not calling this like this, r should give this, right? Because this is the input function, otherwise how could it will work? So let's see, and okay, so yeah, means while you write this program from scratch, there are chances that you can do the mistakes. Now it is telling that r is not defined, and final check. Isn't that R that we have is something that we should give out of the function, because my function is just these two lines, right? And then there is global variable, and then we have this print statement. So now let's see, please provide the radius values, for example 10 or maybe 100. And now you can see 314 r into r will be r square, that is 1 and 4 times 0, and then 3.14, that means this is the area of circle. So many corrections we have done, right? But you know that where EOL will come, where you have to go and add something, what is in the parenthesis, what is out of the parenthesis. So once you build your program, you have to take care all of these things. See, this is just 5-line program, but there are so many things that we are doing here. We are defining global parameter, we are defining one mathematical function where we are returning the mathematical value. Then these input that we are providing as an input function as an integer, and then we are calling the function out of the function, from anywhere you can call it. And then this is running. After some error and correction, we are getting the, so now we have the formula, now we have the package. So next time if I have to go and create any type of such type of function, like area of circle, etc., then I can call this function like from wish one import area of circle, and simply putting the value, it will give you the result, right? Like that we have checked earlier. All right, so we have done great job here. Let's just stop here. We almost completed section number 1, and then we have some practice exercises. Now practice exercises, obviously you can go and take from Google as well, or maybe some chat GTP. You can get the program code, like you want to calculate total, diff, the division, the multiply, etc. Means like that you can create your own calculator functions and all. So these are some of the examples here that you can, as it is, create your function, or just write it down in your notebook and practice. Now we know that how to define the function and how to call the function within function, etc. Those things we know. What's the use of input function, and how we can go and add, how we can go and call this function within the print statement. All these things we have done in our previous sessions. So what you have to do for your exercise purpose, you can go and take few examples. You can work on these examples as well, like create a calculator type of function, or suppose if you have to go and create one program which will give you the biggest between two numbers. So you can see the definition, biggest a and b, then obviously this if statement will come below. So then if a equal to b, return a else b, and then you have to go and give the number input function. It will ask you a is 5, b is 10. So that means that b is bigger because b is 10. So it will go and print b. This is just the logic. Now suppose if you have to find biggest between 3. So again you have logic. If a equal to if a is greater than c, then return a else return c. Is just the condition. Or if b is greater than c, then return b else c. So now if you go and put three numbers, 5, 10, 15. So 5 is greater than, again the logic, I mean those logics you can go and write here. Suppose a, I'll go and take a equals to, for example, 5, b equal to 10, and c equal to 6. So now what will happen? A is greater than c? No. So it will go and give you c. So output of this function is 6. Now second condition, b is greater than c. So b, yes, b is 10, c is 6. That means the return is 10, that is b. So now it will go and select b as a big number, and it will go and print biggest between ABC is 10, so it will go and print 10. Right. So likewise, we have the logic and all. And finally, we have one other practice exercise here, that pass or fail. So if passing a score is greater than 40%, it will return pass. If less than 40, then fail. So if I go and give input as 35, in this case 35, you can say 35 is less than 40. That means it will go and return fail. So these are the conditions. These are the nice conditions we have, that within the function we can go and use this condition. Obviously, in the upcoming section, we have to learn more about the conditions, the loops, etc. So we'll do some exercises as well. But these are some of the practice samples that we have within the programming, that you can go and utilize some of the logic and create your own functions. All right, let's stop here. All right, so we completed section number 1, unit number 1. In unit number 2, we have to learn about control flow loops. Let's start with control flow. Now, in this session, in this recording, we will discuss about if and else if, or if else conditions that we have. Now, before that, you can see that we have Boolean values as well. We know that Boolean values like true, false. So if 5 equal to 5, it is true. If 5 equals to 6, that is false. So it's like 0, 1 type of operation. And then the Boolean, we know this thing from our previous session as well. So let's focus on the condition if and if else. Now here you can see that flow chart, that if condition is true, then execute it, false, then exit. It's like easy, straightforward. If condition is matching, then true, otherwise false, that is go out of the loop. Then what we will do, that we'll go and perform some lab exercises. Here you can see in the example, a equal to 3. If a is greater than 3, then print that a is greater. If a equal to -1, if a is less than 0, that is -1 is less than 0, then print it that is smaller, like normal condition, simple straightforward condition. If otherwise, print it. If this is matching, okay, otherwise go out of loop and print it. Now we have variation here. The variation we have here is this, that if else loop. Now you can see that if condition is matching, go to the body of the loop, go to the program and execute it. If it is not matching, then you can go to else. So if this, else this, means then try to match the other condition and then exit the loop. So again, here you can see that we'll go and create some user input integer like a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and then if a is greater than b, then print a is greater than b, else go and give the other condition. Right, so before moving further, why not let's go and perform the lab task related to only if and if else. So let's go and write our program, nano if.py, and we know that, well, we are starting the program, and then we'll go and give the condition. So condition we have user input. Why not use the user input? Because I like that. Int, and then input. We want to give some input here. So enter the number, right? And then we can go and give certain conditions. So if a, suppose if a is greater than 10, right? Then 1, 2, 3, 4. What you want to print? Print that number a is greater, right? Normal if condition. And then, for example, I want to print one more output. Okay, done with first if the statement like that, I can go and give this. So now point here is this, that if I go and run this program, input 5, input 55, 55 is greater. Okay, done with this program. Now you can see this program that in this condition is A is 10. So if we are putting any number greater than 10, we are getting result. If we are putting a number less than 10, simply it is going out of the program. So that's why we need some sort of else condition as well. So if this is matching, else this is matching, right? So now what we can do here is this, that make this program little bit robust. We can go and, oops, oh, we can go here and we can put one more condition. Let me go and delete this line first. We can go here and put one more condition just below A related to B, for example, and this is user input B, and then we can make a condition if A is greater than suppose B, right? Then we can print that A is greater than, and then I can go here and give B, right? And this we can comment. I don't want this statement, so we can go and use this comment, so it will not get printed. Else, what you want? Else statement. Else, we want to print that B, right, is greater than A. So point here is this, that I will go and give 1020. So that means 1020 means that B is greater. So that means it will go and print else statement. If I go and give the input as 2010, so 20, that is A, will be greater than 10B, that means it will go and print the first statement. Normal else if statement. Let's save this and try to run this. Oops, try to run this. So number, suppose first I will give higher number 30 and then 10. Now you can see 30 is greater than 10, actually the first if statement. Now if we go and run this program, and now if we go give 10 and 20, the 20 is greater than 10. The 10 and 20, that is that is the program 10 and 20, that's the else statement. So this output is from the else statement 10, 20, and the first one is matching the if statement. So now you can see that it's easy, straightforward a statement that we can go and utilize here. All right, let's just stop here. All right, so we reached to a very important section where we are going to learn about the loops as well. So after if and if else statement, we have if else if else actually. And now you can see the condition that if matching, then else if matching, and then finally else. Like that you have loop means condition, and then you have else if condition, and then you are you have the last statement, that else. It's like very much if someone knows Cisco route map, or how in SD-WAN we are writing the policy, that you have match and take action in sequence number 10, then sequence number 20, then sequence number 30, 40, 50. And by the end of that rule, you have something called default rule, default policy. So likewise, you have conditions. You have conditions if is matching, not matching, not matching, not matching, not matching, etc. And by the end of that condition rule, you have something called else, and then you are coming out from the loop. There is one example here. You can create A, B, C as input files. If A is greater than B, B is C, C, else C is greater. Comparing A and B, B and C, and then finally, if nothing is matching, then C will be the bigger program. So logic is straightforward, that you can take the examples from here and you can work on that. In this section, basically, I'm going to focus on the loop. So we have different type of loop, such as we have while loop, for loop, nested for loops. So we are going to build our example based on these important loops. Let's start one by one. So while loop, you can see while this, until this is matching. So you can see the flow chart. Flow chart will be the easiest way to understand this loop condition. So you are in the condition, if true, then body of the while loop execute the statement. If it is false, then go out of the loop. Okay, so until unless you are within the loop. So here you can see some examples. Say I equal to 1, while I is less than 6, go and print Cisco, 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 Cisco company, starting from 1 to 6, 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see that from where it is starting, where it is ending. So if I go and run this particular program, how many times this Cisco will get executed, we'll see that. And we are incrementing I from, so I is 1, so next time I will be 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. At the moment it will become 6, less than equal to 6, then loop will exit, right? So why not, let's quickly go and check this, that how many times I will get printed, 5 times or 6 times, or why it is. Let's go to the automation server. We have, oops, now if I have any earlier program, so from where I can go and, yeah, we have that. Maybe a small, and then nano, say while, as the program name. I just wanted to copy this particular lines. I didn't know to write it. Okay. So what we want? We want I starting with 1 equals 1, and then the condition. So what is that condition? While, or meanwhile, you can write like this also. I equals to 1, assigning I is 1, and then the condition while I less than equal to 6, then 1, 2, 3, 4 indentation, 4 times space, print what I want to print. Cisco is a good company, like that. And then obviously I want to increment I, so I equals to I plus 1, right? And then control X, and then let's go and run this program. Oops, clear Python 3 I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So starting I from 1, it will go and print that statement for 6 times. And if I go back to the program and I want to print I, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times this is printing. So while you are in the condition, you are executing the loop, the statements, and then you are coming out of the loop. It's like that we have the logic. So some other examples we have, we can go and have a look on that. But loop is working like this, that you are in the condition, till you are in the condition, work in on that particular condition, and then you can exit out. Now we have the for loop. For loop also you will see that you have condition. Suppose for I equals to 1 till 3, or for I in range 1 to 5. And then while you are in the condition, just execute it and then go out of the loop. So again, you will understand this with the examples. And this is something that is actually very important, because in future you will see that we have such type of JSON input. From that input we will go and match those items. Suppose list 01, or suppose the objects they are in the array. So array pointing 1 2 3 4 5 6, like that. Like that you have the program. So within this number I have these items. I will go and match these numbers one by one in the for loop. So the program here is this, that for value in numbers. In numbers means first it will go and read 1, then 2, then 4, then 6, and then we have the um, it should be a square. It's a square variable. A square means 1 is square, 2 is square, 3 is square. So suppose some variable, value into value. So 1 into 1, then 2 into 2. So one by one, we have to go and read those values from this list, and then we have to go and print it as a square value. So loop here is very simple, straightforward. Within the for loop we have to go and do this operation. But although this is very small program, its use is huge, and you will see in the DNA and SD-WAN sections that how we are going to utilize this logic. So what I will do here, let's go to the same program, and we know that we can go and comment it. So I can go and write the for loop example. So what we want with the for loop, I will go and do the numbers equal to, suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then what you want, suppose square of the number. This is my variable initializing from 0, and then we'll go and use the for loop. So for, suppose input, that input I want for a square in numbers, right, in numbers, and then 1 2 3 4, the square that I want, that I have initialized a square equal to input into input. One by one take the value, and then I want to print it. So suppose let's go here and print within the loop. See, I can give print here. I'll show you one thing, and then print end of loop final input, and then you know that square SQUARE. I know that this is wrong. Should have like this, because we are putting some comment like this. Now let's go and run this. So see, within the loop, so we have two print statement. One print statement is within the loop. So 1 is square, 2 is square, 3 is square, like that we are getting the result. Finally, the final result that we have now, the square value is set to 36, and that's why the end of loop final input means actually final output, a square output will be 36. Right. This is actually very interesting program, and in future you will see much more use of this particular program. Likewise, we can go and print this Cisco as well. Cisco, it will take a list of item I is starting from this point, and then it will go up to the last point. So company is, so company 1 is C, 2 is I, like that. Means you can understand, means you can go and club this for condition within different uh, program, and it will read one thing and it will give you the result. Likewise, you can see that tuple option we have. Again, you can go and read from that tuple. So for A in tuple, print A, one by one, it will go and print all those examples. Now, I want to show you one very important use case program related to our for loop, where you have dictionary. So not only that you can read from normal list, you have or tuples you have, you can read within the dictionary as well. And we know that when we are talking about dictionary, it has key and value pair. So in this, you will see that you have key and value. Then you have key. So suppose you can see here that you have key 1 and value 1. Then you have key 2 and then value 2, etc, like this. It can be go on and on and on. So what we have, that company has their different departments and block. So CES department, IT department, electronics department, right? So they have key value, key value, key value. Now we can go and print the key. So now we are only reading the key like CES, ITs, ECE. So reading the key for key in company, same way like last program. And then we'll go and print the value. So in this case, the values will be company dot values. That's the function. And then it will go and print you the, keys, and it will go and print you the values. So print the key and print the value. This is actually very interesting thing, that within the dictionary you are separating the key and value, and with help of for loop you are printing these keys and values. Very interesting program. So let's go and do this. Let's go to the to our editor. Here I am. I'll go here and comment this 1 2 3, so I can go and write that. And this is very interesting program, where first I have to go and define the dictionary. And since we are taking this company as a Cisco, so company equals to key and value. Now if you are in Cisco Bangalore, then they have so many buildings, and different buildings, they have different TAC or different departments. So for example, the Nexus, for example, Nexus building, Nexus, let's give the key and value. Suppose Nexus in building 1, and it should be. So before even doing like this, you do one thing just to save your time, like key and value, and then key colon comma. Suppose we'll go and take 3 buildings, and then now you can go and put the values. So key and value. Key, suppose Nexus, and suppose this is building 1, just to save our time, building 1. Then suppose ACI, and this is suppose building 2. Then suppose CCIE exam, building 3, like that, or building 3, like that. Okay. So key and value we have defined. Now what we can do, so we have our dictionary. Now I want to print. What you want to print? I want to print the keys. Print the keys. And then print, I want to give some space as well in between them. So I can go and give the /n, right? So print the keys. Now how it will be? Oops. Print, right? So how it will be, how we are going to read the, put this in the loop, and we are going to read this. So like this, we can give the for statement, for keys in company 1 2 3 4, print key. So one by one it will go and print the key. And then what I want to print the values, right? So print values for the key. Okay, for the keys, and put this in the double quote, so it will go. Now this time, which is very interesting, again I will go and use say print, and you will see that /n how we'll go and use the for loop here. So this time we'll do like this: for blocks in company dot values, right? That's very interesting. 1 2 3 4 print what we want to print, blocks. Okay, so you see that now we have created one very interesting program with respect to our Python programming, and now you will see that you have print the keys, Nexus, ACI, CCI, and respective building B1, B2, B3. Right. So how we can go and read the dictionary where we have the key and value parameters. So these are very interesting examples we have. Others also, you have some other example also that you can practice. Let me go and clean this screen so we can move. So likewise, we have for loop example. Then you will see that very nice example we have in this time. In this example, we have loop within loop. So what you have two different type of loops. So within for loop, which is ranging from 1 to 6, this is also very interesting. Suppose if you have to go and read interface 1 up to interface 48, right? And within that range, within interface 1 to interface 48, you want to do some other loop, or you want to create some other loop. So within one loop, you can go and have the other loop, right? So loop within loop, and again, you can see the example as well. Nested for. So I within 1 to 6, and then j is in between 0 to 1. So that means if it is 1, it will print 1 times, but if it is 2, then j will start with 0 and 1. If it is 3, then 0 1 2. Like j loop will run actually twice whatever we have. Like, if I is 1, j is running 2 times, because in j you are calling I. So suppose if I is 3, so j will go and run for 0 1 2 3, right? And then we are printing I ending with this, and then we are coming out from that loop. We should have double quotes here within the print. Let's see how this program work. It's a very interesting program. So let's go and do one thing. Let's cat w1. Let me copy the header. Oops, where is my program? Okay, let me quickly go and copy this, and let's go and create one new file, nano for.py. Let's put here, and then the condition. So what we want: for I in range. What is the range? Suppose 1 to 10. Okay, then 1 2 3 4 for j. So loop within loop, that is in range where starting from 0 to I, right? And then 1 2 3 4. Now we can give print a statement here that will be for upper for, or you can give some more space. So say print I that end with, right? And then I can go and print that should be the last statement. Okay, let's see. So if you go here to Python for one, oh, so now you can see that 1 2 3 they are printing, and that's the interesting thing, right? So while understanding the loop, where exactly you want to store the output is also very important. So if I go and use this here, okay, interesting. 3. 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Because this should be in this place, and now you see the changes. Yeah, so now we are forming such type of pyramid or something that we need to understand that exactly where we want to execute our program. So that's okay. This is the for condition. Within this condition, we have other condition. So this particular I will be called within this for loop. So 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, and then coming out from here. So that means that if suppose if I equal to 1, okay, so it will go and execute first time, second time, and then it will go up. So that's why once you are running the program, so it is going up, then it is going to upper for loop running for 2 times, then it is going up, then it is going to the upper for loop running 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, and 9 times. Because we are starting numbering with 0, so that's why 0 to 9, that means the 10. Okay, so that's the power we have with the programming languages that we have. Let's quickly go and do a small change here. Suppose this is from 0 to 100 and see the fun. So this pyramid, even it is not fitting in my screen. Up to 62 it is in my screen, right? Okay, all right. So this is the way that we can perform the task related to while loop, related to for loop, condition within the for loop within for loop, that's the nested loop, and we can complete our programs. All right, so let's just stop here. In unit number 2, the last video we have related to break and continue a statement. Apart from that, we will go and discuss about the pass statement as well. Now, as a name suggests, break, right, means you are in the loop and you want to go out from the loop. If some condition will match, you can break and you can go out. So, it's better that we'll go and understand this via some example. So, for example, we have one condition for val in Cisco company. You can see here that within the Cisco and the company, we have some space. So now if we go and check if val equal to that empty space in between, if that condition is matching, then break. So it will break and print the val. Now we are still in this loop, right? If condition and then we are printing the val, that means it will go, first of all, it will go. So val will be that it will go and print CISCO and then the end statement. So by the end, the end, like that it will go and print. Right. So it's actually better that we should go and understand this with the example. So let me pull me the automation server and let's try to understand here with the program. So let's go and write one program, the break.py, give any name, and let's just start this program. So user bin Python, and then what we will do here, that we'll go and write the conditions. So for value, where you have the value in, say, Cisco company, like that you can give a string. In that we have the space 1 2 3 4. Now what is your condition? So if value equals to the space, and we should give the colon as well, otherwise it will throw error. Then what you want? I want to print, at the moment we have the match for this statement, I want to break first. Let's break, and you should give the indentation here. like spaces. And then once you break, then you want to print. So print, say print the right. So now you can see only 4-line code we have where we are matching the string with a space, and at the moment we'll go and hit the space, break, and go outside the loop. So let's go here and run this program. Python break, Python 3 we have, right? And now we don't want to print the end. So let's go here and edit, oops, nano and edit your this. So now you can see that the print statement that it is printing that. So at the moment it got break, it is printing the values here because it is printing those value within that condition, right? So print the value first and then the last statement that you want to print. So last statement that you want to print, it should be here, right? The exit statement. So that will be the end, right? And now if you run this Python 3 clear, now you should understand this. One by one, it is matching the condition. And then, so here you can see if value equal to empty space, so it will go and reach C and then ISC. At the moment it will reach here, right? It is reading the file one by one character. So it is printing the value C, then I, then SCO, and then it is breaking and it is going outside, right? Easy, straightforward, but it's very useful that we should understand this. Now, whatever continue is just the reverse of what we have in the break. So break is breaking the sequence. Continue, if we go and match the condition, from there, it will continue. So we have an example here. For example, what we will do, let's use the same function with continue. So instead of break, let's go and use the keyword continue, then you will understand what exactly the difference in between break and continue. So I can go here and use continue and run this program. So now you will see that the break statement, at the moment it is matching Cisco, it is coming out of the loop. At the moment it will go and match Cisco, we can see Cisco, and then white space. So in between that it will continue. So it will skip that white space and then it will continue as a company. So it will go and print Cisco and company both, because we are continuing the line. Continuation is there within the line, right? So again, you can understand this easy, no problem. So now we understood that what is use of this break statement and what's the use of this continuous statement. The last thing we want to learn here, understand here, is the pass statement. Again, this is very easy. In Python programming, the pass is a null statement. The difference between the comment and the pass statement in Python is that while interpreter ignores a comment entirely, the pass is not ignored. Pass is just a placeholder. Okay, so now you can see that we have one program, say sequence equal to pass. For value in the sequence pass, that means simply it will not print anything, but it will execute, it will go out. Right, so let's go and check this placeholder example as well. So pass is nothing but it is just the placeholder. It is working as a placeholder. So let's go here and run one example here. Now, why not we will go and copy this entire program, because if you have some program and you want to work on that particular program, it will be better, right? So we'll understand. So what we want. So we have sequence of character, and then we want to put some looping condition, right? So do one thing. This is okay. And then you can go and use the, for value in Cisco company, pass, and let's comment this, comment this. Let's do this because we are focusing on just this program. So I don't want to run the other program. Let's run. Oops. Always this mistake is there. I had to use the colon here. You can see nothing is printing because simply it is passing, but it is working as a placeholder, right? All right. So in this way, we have completed our section. Unit number 2. Let's stop here. All right, so we reached to unit number 3, where we have to learn about functions and arrays. In this unit, we'll go and learn about the parameters assignment, local global scope, function composition, recursion, string, slicing, so many different things. So let's start. First of all, what is fruitful functions? Function that will go and return some value, that will be fruitful function. And this return keyword, actually we study about this in our previous section as well, that function you are expecting something to return, and in case after return, if you are adding some new pieces of code or new code, then it will termed as a dead code. So what I will do, I will go and create one program here. You can see this, this is little bit interesting program where we have two lists. In this list we have loops. These loops x and y, they will go and read the elements in the list, and if x equal to y, that condition will match, result will be true, and return will be the result that is true. And if it is not matching, then it will print none. So that means that this is a fruitful function which is returning something. We'll see that in the lab. Apart from that, we have some other examples as well. For example, we are defining one function, add a b, result equals to, so assigning result equal to add 12 plus 12 comma 13. That is nothing, one of the function that will return a plus b. So that means the output, when we'll go and print the result, the output will be 25. The point here is this, that we are passing some parameters and we are returning some value. Like that, we have several examples just for the references. So maybe we have type where we don't have parameters and we don't have return. We have parameters with without any return, without parameter with return. Like you may have 4 use cases. So A, B, B, A, and B, B, like that. No return, no return, no return, no parameter, parameter, no return, no parameter, return, like that. All use cases are there that we can understand with these examples. The point here is this, that how we are returning the returning something as a fruitful function, and how we are understanding the concepts related to return some value. And now after this, in this section, we have to understand the local and the global scope. Local, as name suggests, that if we have some variable within the function, if you are defining some of the variable that is local to that particular function, that will be local function. It has local significance. And global means obviously that is within the function, outside the function, overall in the main program that you have, that value will be there. So that means that if I define x equal to global and either it is part of function or it's outside of the function, still it will go and print the value because it is globally assigned. It's very much like Cisco routers. When we are in the Cisco routers, then we have some global configuration. So global configuration, that means this is for the router, and then we are going to the config interface, right? And then you are writing the interface like IP address etc, this type of configuration that is local to that interface. So global means entire router, and then you are specific to that interface function, and then you are assigning IPs, IP address, etc. Very much like same that we have in the router. So this also will try to understand this with example that will go and define x as a global within the function, outside the function, and we see that x will be assigned. Apart from that, some examples are there for local functions. So why we are defining within the function and then we are printing. Likewise, some other examples. Again, the global value and the local value, they have the same meaning. So why not till this point, let's go and perform the lab. So let's go here. And first of all, let's try to understand the fruitful function. So nano, let's do this for return.py. And as we are starting our program, so let's go and do that. Let me go here and create that. So we have user, what is user bin in environment Python, right? And then what we want. So we'll define one function that will compare something and return something. So compare, say list1 and list2. 1, 2, 3, 4, that the indentation for x in list1, and then again within this for loop for y in list2, and then we'll go and match the condition if x equal to y, then what we want to return here. So if x equal to y, then return equal to, or maybe a result, for example, result will be true, right? And then the return function. So here we want to return the result. Now let's go here and call those function within the print statement. So print and then compare, and then what you want to compare. So I want to compare, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then other list. 4 is common, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it should go and return the true, and then again we'll go and compare, see 10, 20, 30, and let me go, and this time will not match anything. So 40, 50, 60. So the second example that we have, we are not matching anything in that, right? Let's save this and try to run this. Python 3, return the function result true, true is not defined. Oh, yes, true is not true. Sorry for the typo. Let's go here and do true. Ah, okay. Let's run. again. Okay, so if you are getting that error at this point of time, that means before this error, your program is correct, right? So let's go and run this. Now you can see the output true and none, because first is matching XY, that is returning true, and if it is not matching anything, then it is returning none. Okay, likewise, why not let's go and create one of the function related to global parameters, right? Global and local. So let's go and do that. User bin in Python, and let's create this. So x equal to some global. Yes, the name is global, and then see it is defined on top. That means it is within the main function. Now I'll go and define the function. Say function, and in this function we'll go and print like this: x inside comma x. So this is inside, or maybe this is inside, so that means that this is say local, inside local variable, like that I'll mention. So x is within the function, that means it is local. Then we'll go and call f. So now we are outside of the function and calling f, that means the local function will get called here. Now we are in the outside function, we are in the main function. And in this main function, what we will do, that now we will go and print say x outside as a global variable, right? And then print x. So x we are defining as a local variable, x we are defining as a global variable. Let's go and run this program. So Python, oops, it should be 3, right? Otherwise it will not work. Global. Now we will see that the first result is that x we are treating as a local variable, but name is global. And the second one is that x we are treating as a global variable, that is global. And why there is a spacing? Because here we have this space. So if I run this one more time, you'll see that x is inside, x is outside, local and global. All right, so now we understood the meaning of the return and the meaning of the local and global variable. Let's just stop here. We are doing great. In this particular recording, I'll go and cover the recursion, the string slices, and immutability. What does it mean by immutability within the Python programming? Now, recursion, as name suggests, that you are calling itself. So recursion is the process defining something in terms of itself. Means within function, if you call your function, or within same function I am calling same function, that will be the recursion function, recursive function, right? So here you can see one of the example related to factor. Factor means that when you are creating some factorial, say factorial of 6, that means that will be 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 to 1, right? So in factorial function, how it is working, that in factorial function you can go create a program in a way that the program will call itself until unless you have the last number. So what does it mean? If I go and set x equal to 4, for example, and then I will go and call 4. So that means 4, and then x minus 1 means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. The program will run up to 1, and then we'll get the factorial of 4. So here you can see this is the example. Anyway, this example I'll write and I'll execute, so you will understand more about this program. So simply calling function within itself is called the recursion. And here are some examples related to our previous session. I simply pasted here for the reference. And below, we have that recursive function example as well that we will run in a couple of minutes. Now, apart from that, we have strings, and within strings, we can do the slicing. So a string, we know about the string, that a string is a group or sequence of characters, right? Python has no provisioning for arrays. We simply use strings. Like strings we have, for example, hello world. So now in this hello world, you will see that hello world within the quotes, within the double quotes, they are a string. So suppose, for example, type name. The class is a string, name is a group of characters, that is type is string, like that. Fruit banana. Now, point here is this: the okay, you have the string, you have some name ABC, say ABC, and this will be like this, say A, B, C, and they are in the double quote. So point here is this: that suppose if I want to point B, then how I can go and point B? So that will be very easy. It will start with 0, and then this will be 0, this will be 1, this will be 2. So if you go in this string and if you go and print S1, that means it will go and give you the output B. If you go and type S2, it will go and give you the output C. So from here we have concept related to slicing. So here you can see that yes, you can go and use the slicing. By default they are set to 0, increment of 1, but we have all the methods that we can jump within the slices. So if I have hello world program, and in this hello world program I want to print H. So this particular string is string equal to hello world. Once I go and execute program is string 0, str0, it will print H. Now here you can see 2:5. That means that this hello world program that is starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2:5, that is the range up to 2 between 5. So it will go and print starting from 2. So 0, 1, 2. It will go and print something like this 2, 3, 4, and after that you have white space. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if you go and print this output like a string 2 colon, so after 2 it will go and print all the characters. So like that we have the slicing working, and several examples are here related to slicing that you can have a look on that. I will go and run this program just to understand that how slicing is working. Now apart from that, we have immutability. What is this immutability? That means that there are strings. So see this example. You will see that we have an example related to Cisco company, and if we want to change C with N, we want to replace C with N, it will throw error. It will tell that these strings are immutable, you can't change it. So then how we can go and change this? Then again, you have to use some sort of tweaking. So greetings, we have hello world assigned to greetings. Then we'll go and create a new greeting, right? New greetings where we have J plus concatenation, and then we are using greeting from 1 up to last. This one colon means what? You are using this from 1, like the first. So what this will print, first of all, this will go and print yellow world, right? And then you have J, so yellow world. So the final output will be yellow world. Like that we can use some Python tricks. So we can go and generate some these type of programs. Apart from that, we have good amount of functions. So you can see the list of 14 inbuilt function that will go and check, is this alphanumeric, is this alpha, is this is this digit, is this lower, upper, etc., etc. All those examples are listed here from 1. So is alpha number. So string equal to 1, 2, 3 alpha. String is alpha. It will go and give you the true condition. Yes, this is correct. Is alphanumeric. So it will go and check the character. If it is alphanumeric, So this will also give you the true condition. Like that, we have the functions and the conditions, like inbuilt functions with condition is digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it digit? The answer will be true. It should be in the next line. The answer will be true. Like that, is lower, is upper, like that. Is a space. So do we have a space? So suppose a string equal to a space. If you type a string dot is a space, it will tell yes, it has the space. Is little, so the first character should be upper, then it will go and check upper. Is title, so in title generally first character will be in the uppercase. So Nikhil is learning. Is this title correct? Means what is the output for that? So once you go and type this, it will throw the output as a true. Like that. Is upper. Replace is one of the nice function that we have, that you want to use it. So suppose Nikhil is learning, a string replace Nikhil to Neha, so output will be Neha is learning, right? So some functions are actually very important, such as a split. A split is one of the example that in our SD-WAN and DNA programming, we are going to use it, a split function, because you want to split something. Suppose IPv4 have 4 different parts, A, B, C, D. So you want to break A plus B plus C plus D. At that time, you can go and use the function is split. So split will be very interesting when you do the programming related to networking programming. Split is again, Nikhil is learning a split. So it will go and put this in the nice, you can say the string, that it will be in a bracket and everything is breakdown. So split is important. Even sometimes you will see that in the higher advanced programming, we are using count as well. So how many times this IP came into picture, how many times this particular interface came into the picture. So you can go and use the count feature. Likewise, we have features related to find, swap cases, and start with. Okay, so these are the inbuilt function that we have, that is actually very, very useful. So start with, end with, like that we have on the important functions and features. So why not, let's go to the window here and let's do the programming. So let's do that. Say nano string.py, something like that. Recursive and string, those type of programs you want to use. And let's write the program. What is user? It seems very slow. Okay. Seems slow. Let me fix that. Oops, now I can see. User bean and the environment, Python. What you want to write? First of all, I want to write the program related to recursion. Recursive program. Right. And a recursive program, that what you want to do. So I want to create this factorial function, right? Now this factorial function, if x equals to 1, then it will go and return 1. Factorial of 1 is 1. And then I'll go and do else, what is the condition? Else go and return the same function again and again. So else x multiply by fact x minus 1, right? And then I can go and set the number for x. So for example, how we can go and set the number, if x equal to 1, then return 1, else the output will be x into x minus 1. Now what we can do here, why not let's go and use some sort of input function. So suppose x equal to integer, we know that input how it is working, input, and here enter the number for fact. Enter the number, yeah, for factorial, whatever, and then space, right? Then what we want? Print. What you want to print? We want to print see the factorial of the number comma is the factorial of number is, or the factorial of the number, suppose number is what, x is, and what is that number? That the function that you should call here. So what is that function? Fact and x, right? Or just to make this little bit redundant, say number, for example. So the factorial of number, which number? This number is variable number, input variable is fact, and then passing the argument number, right? Like that we can go and create. Now if you go and run this function python 3 string, enter the number, say 4. Oh no, some loop is there. Okay, return. Oh, return, and let's try to run this one more time. Factorial of 4 is 24. Factorial of 5 is 126. Like this. Factorial of 99. Oh, it's out of range. Okay, 88. Oh, it is exceeding the number. You can see. Okay, factorial of 21. You can see the number. Factorial of 77. Oh, this big number. Okay, so likewise, we can go and check how we are calling function within the function. Let's continue this understanding, and let's go here and let's create the other program. What is that other program we have? The other program we have that is related to a string. That will be actually very easy. So what we want to see here with this string, and that why not you create some string, and in that string you put some show some operations, like for example str equal to say hello Cisco, right? And then what I want, so now I want to print the str, for example h, so h will be first, and then if I want to print the str, for example from 2 up to 6, right? Then suppose if I want to print str from 3 onwards, these are the operations we can go and use. The minus also you can go and use, and those features are also there. Then suppose if I want to split, so print str dot, use this split function. Let's see what this will do. And why not print the str, and within this str I want to count the O. So let's go here and count the O, right? And let's try to run this program. Control O, Control X. Let's go and run this. string.py. So now you will see clearly that this is for the, okay, now let's see, run this. Now we'll see that we have the program where a string is hello Cisco 0. So this output will be this H, then 2 to 6 low, low, 3 onwards, low Cisco, and then is split. So hello Cisco, and counting O within that string 2. Right. So this way we can go and complete the task. All right, let's just stop here. We have done all the hard work to reach up to here. This will be the last session for unit number 3, where we'll go and discuss about string modules, Python arrays, and how to access the array elements and some of the built-in functions that we have in the arrays. It's like some arrays inbuilt function that we can use to extract some value from the arrays. Now, a string module is something that is built there in Python, and that we can import with the import a string option that we have. And this we have discussed earlier, that suppose if you have some function, some packages that you want to import in your program, then you can go and use the import key. So here in the example, you can see that this inbuilt string module we can import with a string, and then we can print it or call it. So you can see that print function we are using to print the string dot ASCII letters or ASCII lowercase, uppercase, digits, etc. So output will be like this if you are printing the ASCII or the lowercase, uppercase, digits, like that. You can go and print this string modules. I'll show you this in the lab example. Now you can see that Python string module classes. Yeah, we have two classes here. We have formatter, we have template. So formatter and template, again, we can use within the program. How we can use? Now what we can do, that we can call like this: from string import formatter, from string import template. Like that we can go and utilize the string modules within function. Not only that, you can import the string, but within a string, if you have some function of function, you can import with the from string import formatter. Okay. Now the next task we have is to understand the arrays. Arrays are again collection of the digits or elements you have, where you can see that you have elements 10, 20 up to 90, and then indexing. Indexing is there. So suppose if I want to print 10, that will be the array 0, means 0, indexing 0 is 10, indexing 1 is 20, indexing 2 is 30, like that. If you go and check the index number 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that will be 70, and that is highlighted here in this example. So again, indexing also we have checked earlier in our previous examples, that how we can go and index the terms and we can get the values, right? Now we have some basic operation within the arrays, like we can traverse, insert, delete, search, update. These operations are there. We have some examples in the upcoming slides, so you will understand that how this is working. Apart from that, we have the type code for these arrays. So B means that represent single integer of size 1 byte. Capital B represent unassigned integer of size 1 byte. Then you can see I is for integer of size 2 bytes. I will show you that these bytecode representation that we have, type codes representation that we have, we will check that in a lab. So in the lab, I have one small program. I'll show you that accessing the array element. You have to start this program from here, from the top, like this. From array import star, asterisk means everything you are importing from the array. Then array 1 equal to array I. What's the significance of I? I is represent single integer of size 2 bytes. So it will go and start that integer value, and then the array parameters, array values are 10, 20, 30, 40. Now if I go and print a 0, that means 10, 2, that means 30. So 10 and 30 will get printed here from this. Right, so this way we are accessing the array. Now there are methods like append, clear, copy, count, extend, indexing, pop, remove, insert, and how it is working. So suppose you have an array company, Cisco ITCSC. If you want to append autonomous, it will go and append in the last. So by the last, you can see autonomous, EEE, ECE, they are adding. Now if you want to pop, so it will go and pop pop item number 4, so popping. Then if you want to remove something in between, so you can go and use the function company.remove.it. It will get removed and you can get the result like that. So these are just the examples you have, that if you want to pop something, so last item will get popped, you will get this output. If you want to remove something, this will get removed, and then you have this output. All right, so why not, let's see few of the examples related to a string and array. I have my automation server, and I can show you that I have created the program already, array.py, and here you can see that if you are importing the string, and if you want to print the ASCII letter, if you want to print the uppercases, you can go and print. There is no problem on printing that. So let me go and comment this items. Oops. What is this? Let me go and comment these items. So what I want to show you here is just the first part. So if you go and run the program, and you can see it is printing the uppercase letter, it is printing the ASCII letters, uppercase, like that it is printing. If you go here, nano, and if I can go and add, say, print string dot ASCII, and then the lowercase, uppercase is there, and after that the lowercase. If we can go and verify this, now you can see the lowercase. Like that you can go and print the digits and all other things. Now the next example here, you can see that we have related to 1, 2, 3. We have related to this array, and from array we are importing everything, where array 1 equal to array I, that print the digit 2 byte, and then 10, 20, 30, 40. Then I want to print number 0, that means 10, number 3, that means 40. And if you want to print, say if I want to print, print, for example, array 1, and why not give 2 as well. So let's see that what it will go and print. So you can see 10, 30, and 40. So arrays operation and string operations means the point here is this, that already we know the programming, the formatting, the assignment of operations, the calling the functions, function within functions. So now if you see the programs, you will feel that, oh, now these programs make sense. Now we can work on these operators, operations, and create our own programs. So that will be very helpful when we'll go and learn the DNA related APIs and SD-WAN related APIs. So it will make sense. And actually it will become very easy at that point of time to understand these programming structure. If you reach up to this point, that means you are very good in programming and understanding the assignments, the loop, function, and different type of data types and methods. So what I'm going to cover here is the list operations and the tuples. And you will see that this will be one of the easiest section we have, because already we know 60, 70, 80% of the Python programming. So let's just start with the list. Now list is something that will be used more and more and more in the upcoming sections, because when we are calling APIs, you will see that with respect to APIs and their methods and call, list will be utilized more and more. It's a general purpose, most widely used data structure. It can grow, sync, we can go and do sorting, and there are different type of functions that we can utilize with list. Here you can see example, the list is 1 2 3 4, print list, it will go and print. And then you can see the tuple, if tuple is 1 2 3 4, then list of tuple, then 1 2 3 4. That means that list will go and provide us the power that we can go and add with multiple different operations as well. Now here you can see that Python expression is length of list 1 2 3. So we'll get the length 3. If we want to add to list, so it will go and add. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 will become 1 2 3 4 5 6. That's the concatenation. If you want to multiply, so a repetition option is there. If you want to see that 3 is in the member of list 1 2 3 membership, that result is true, we can go and use for loop, while loop, and we can print those outputs as well. So it's something that it is actually very interesting that we can grow, shrink, manage, sort, do multiple operations. So why not? Let's see a few of the examples here. So list is range 1 to 6, range in between 1 to 6. Like that, we have functions, so many functions, operations. Earlier also you have seen that how we can go and utilize the for loop. Here also you can see that I can go and use some for loop, and I can print. So bottom one, the iteration one, for x in the list, print x, it will go and print 1 2 3 one by one till we reach to the end of the list. List is coming with different type of methods like del, append, extend, insert, pop, remove, insert, sort. And one by one, here you will see that we have the example. So now we can see here that I have one list x equal to 5386. If I want to delete number one, so number one means, that earlier again we have discussed this in our previous section, that indexing is starting with 0 1. So 3 will get deleted, and then you have the list 5 8 and 6. Then if you want to append, you can go and append 10. Likewise, we have options that we can go delete, pop. So you can see extend, insert, as name suggests, insert, extend, pop, remove the last one. So pop, when you are popping, 7 will get pop. Then again, if you pop, 6 will get pop. Like that, it will get popped. So pop 2, if we are giving the indexing, pop 2. So again, the indexing, right? So same thing. This will be number 2 because this is 1 and this is 0. So pop 2 means pop number 10, and that's why you have the 10. Likewise, we can remove as well. So remove function is there. Reverse, if you want to reverse the total, x equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6, reverse will be 6 5 4 3 2 1. We can do the sorting. So multiple operations we have within the list. It's actually easy to handle, manage. Now we have few examples related to list operation, and these examples, remember, these examples you will get again and again in the API sections, and these knowledge related to list and the loops and the conditions will become very important on those sections. So on those section, you don't have to go and think about, oh, what is for loop, while loop, list, function, operators, right? There simply you'll go, you have certain task, use certain APIs, complete the task, and your networking operation will be completed. So here again, you can see that we have the for loop, and the list is Cisco 1 2 3 4 5. And you will see that yes, I am printing Cisco, because the for loop will allow me to go and print these numbers one by one. And this example we have done earlier as well. Method 2, that instead of you can see that I1 plus 1, so what's the range? List equal to this, I equal to 1, and print I plus 1. Instead of increasing the length of I to reach the end of the string, why not use some more generic functions. So here you will see that list is 1 3 5 7 9, length equal to length of list. That means this will be 1 2 3 4 5. Behind the scene this will be 5, and then we are running the for loop which has the range I start with 0, and this will be 5. So that means if you go and print this, you'll get 1 2 3 7 9. It will go and print, right? So now you can see usability. Even instead of putting the value for I here, when we can use some user input as well, but that's okay. Like we can go and utilize such type of methods. Then same thing that you are seeing here with the for loop, yes, we can achieve with while loop as well. So condition while is less than length. So less than length means that your length will be 5. So till 5 times it will go and run. Okay, and then we are doing the increment. So you can see that how easy we can go and utilize the list operation. Then you can see that we have the mutability function. Mutability function, that means that object can be changed. So suppose if I have 1584, I can append 10. So that means we are adding something. I can go and extend it. I can delete it. I can insert it. The same thing that we have discussed earlier in these methods that we have, right? List methods: delete, append, extend, insert, reverse, sort, remove. All those things you can do because list is a mutable function, and that's why you can see very nice examples here. You can pause the recording, you can open your Python editor, and you can check these examples. You can see this is not in the same line. So let me highlight here. When we are writing x dot pop, this 7 will come into the next line. Okay, just to save the space, you can see this is in the same line. Likewise, if you do x pop 2, pop 2 means this one. So the output, so when you'll go and print the output, actually this will come here, 10 will come here, and then if you go and print x, so the actual list will be now 1 2 4 6 because you have popped 10. So final list, because since it is mutable, it will be like this. Then we can use remove, then we can use reverse, sort. Like that we can utilize all these functions. So you can see that repetition. Now whatever we are studying, it is there in the earlier sections as well. So now we are repeating ourselves, right? And that's the fact. How long we will go and use the logics and variable assignment on all those functions? The point will come that whatever you will learn, again it will come, like repetition will start, and that's the point that we should reach. And next time we'll revise in maybe first time 10 hours, next time 3 hours, next time 1 hour. Like that we can create our short note or cheat note. So next time when we have to revise for exam or any other purpose, then we can go and refer our short notes. All right, let's stop here. All right, let's continue where we left off in the previous section. So we have discussed about list and their operations and slices and methods. We'll continue in this section and we will go and understand the aliasing, cloning, list parameters, and tuples. Now, as name suggests, what does it mean by alias? Aliasing means that you are creating some sort of copy of exact list that you have. So suppose A equal to 1 to 3, then B equal to 1 to 3, then A equal to B, it will go and print true. And B equal to 1, it will go print true. And then if you want to go and print A or B, anyways, both are same. So the output will be the same string, right? Again, since A equal to B, that means now your B becomes A. So if you go and assign some object, suppose B0, position of 0, so 81 will become 5. So B0 is equal to 5. Since A is assigned as B, so the new list will be 5, 82, and 83. Like, it's just an example. You can see that lists, they are mutable. It's easy to change the values in the list, and also they can go and change. But aliasing is easy, that we can go and create. Likewise, cloning is also there. So cloning, is also something that we can go and create it. So we want to modify a list and also keep a copy of the original. So you have now, you have new string, means you have A as older, and new you are creating as B, but B also you can go and change. So now in this case, we are preserving the actual one, and then we are modifying, and we have the new list from the list. So this is the use case related to alias, is something like it's a copy, same memory location, you have other copy. Cloning means you have the clone, but you can edit it, right? The list parameters. Now, since we know that lists are mutable, like unlike tuples that we'll go and discuss later on, and if you have any function, you can see clearly that if you want to shift the position of the value, so suppose I have one list 2, 5, and 10, and I can create one function, and in that function, if I want to change the position, although position will not change, but actual value will double. So 2 multiply by 2, then 5 into 2, then 9 into 2. So actual output will be 4, 10, and 18. You are not shifting the location by 2, but exactly the list is something that you are actually multiplying the values, the parameters that we have, the argument that we have there in the list, that will get changed. The next topic, we have the list comprehension. List comprehension means something that list you can go and create in different ways, whatever easier suitable way you have. So same thing you can do with different style. So here I can see that I have one list, empty list. In that I am sending X up to 10, and then a list is getting appended X into 2. So that means that it will become 1, and then 2 into 2, then 3 into 3, then 4 into 4, up to 9 into 9. So final output will be the 81, 0 up to 81. This is something like x square. So we are creating the function in a way, with this programming style, in a way that it is printing x square. The same thing, yes, we can go and use lambda function. With lambda function also, we can go and create x square. Again, you can see this is like little bit of different style, although it is concise, but it's up to us that we are using this style of writing the program or this style of writing the program. Finally, same thing again, we can go and use such type of programming. So x equal to, within the list itself, x square for the range and the list. This is very much like this, right? But yeah, we can again go and the way we can go and present the list may be different. So multiple ways are there. It's always good that create your programming as simple as it can be. So if other can read, or even after maybe 2-3 months, I will go and read. So I understand all the blocks. We should have the proper comments as well, that which particular block is doing what, where we have the global parameter, where we have the local parameter. All those things will be well defined within the programming. So I can understand, others can also understand, and it's, if you understand well, you can modify it at a time. Like that, we have some examples here just for the reference. That's the list comprehension examples. Now next very interesting topic is tuples. Now tuples are collection that is ordered, but the difference with the list that they are immutable. So tuples are immutable. Other hand, the list, they are mutable. You can change the parameters within the list. Tuples are not, but this is very much organized type of structure within the Python that we can go and print. And there are some operations as well that we can go and do with the list. So for example, access the tuples item, change the tuples item, loop through the tuple, count, index length. Now this tuple don't have so many operations that we have in the list, right? List, you have so many operations, like you can insert, extend, delete, remove, pop, so many things we can do. Here we have limited operations, and with these limited operations, few of the examples are here. So for example, loop through a tuple, x equal to this, And then for I in X, and you want to print the I, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, AA will get printed. We have this count operation. We can go and use this length operation. So you want to see the length of the tuple. So Y equal to, suppose X equal to 1 up to 22 or any number, then Y equal to length of X. If you go and print Y, it will go and print this 12, right? So point here is this, that this is immutable. This is a well organized type of a structure within the Python, and it will be helpful with different use cases, right? Likewise, we have the tuple assignment. So assignment, you can see the Python has tuple assignment feature, which enables you to assign more than one variable at a time, right? So here you can see that we have multiple tuples called, suppose this is one of the tuple, this is other of the tuple, and then I can go and print any of the numbers. So from tup1, 0 is Cisco, so this will go and print. All right, so what result it will go and print? It will go and print, you can see clearly, tup1 will go and reference 0, so that will be Cisco, and tup2 1 up to 4. In between 1 to 4, it will go and print 2, 3, 4. Let me quickly pull my automation server. Let me show you this program. So let's go here and check the program related to this. So here I have my automation server, and I have the program tup1.py. Let me show you that. So here you can see that we have tup1, tup2, and we have these values. So tup1 will be printing Cisco, and then tup2, that will go and print actually in between 1 to 4. So now if I go and run this program, 3 tup1.py, you can see that it is printing Cisco, and then it is printing the other word, that is the other line item that we have is the in between 2 to 4. Likewise, if you go and print the fourth item or maybe fifth item, and here you want to print a 1 and X. Let's Control O, Control X, run this. So now what you are doing, that you are printing the tup1.py. So now basically, now we are printing 0. Now we are printing the fifth position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the fourth, will be the fifth. And then we are printing after 1. So after 1, what we have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So can see that, yeah, it's normal operation that can be understood with this particular program. Now let's quickly go and check the other example. So yes, tuples also can go and return a value. So here you can see in this that circle info, we know that circumference is 2 pi r, pi is 3.14 and then 159, and area is equal to pi r square. That's the circle formula for the uh, maths, like so geometry, right? Pi r square and 2 pi r is a mathematical function. So now here you can see, point here is this, that we can go and define the function, and that function is returning C and A. So yes, tuples can go and return the values as well. Apart from that, we have the tuple comprehension. Likewise, we have the list comprehension. Tuple comprehensions are there, that we can go and refer these slides for the comprehension. All right, so let me quickly go here and show you the return function, and then we are good to stop. So here we are, and I have that function as well in the other program that I have, tup2.py. So here you can see that we are defining circle info, C equal to this, A equal to this, returning C and A. And when we'll go and print the area for radius, R equal to 10. So in that case, it will go and return C and A, that is the circumference and the area of circle. So let's go and run this program for tup2, and here you can see that yes, that tuples, they are returning the values as well. All right, good job. So far we have done a good amount of a study in unit number 4. Let's stop here. Wow, finally we reached to the last section of this unit where we are going to discuss about dictionaries. Dictionary is actually very important type of data structure we have, and they are actually collection of unordered, changeable, and indexed. Actually, you will see that in advanced Python programming, dictionary we are going to use because it has key and value pair. So it is coming with key, value, and it is unordered. So that means that dictionary, we have some indexing as well, and that's why it can be used in complex data structures. Okay, dictionary having methods as well, operations and methods. And you will see that in the advanced programming, it will be used. So it has method called clear. Then you can say list of methods that we have in dictionary: from keys, get key, items, keys, pop item, set default key, update other values. So dictionary is a very important part of advanced programming and data structure. And with dictionary, we can create a program. You'll see that in case of APIs, when you are calling APIs and one API will be the input for other APIs and vice versa, at that time, formatting of dictionary, reading the values within the dictionary, indexing within the dictionary, these things become very, very important. So there are a fair amount of examples. What I will do, just to understand this dictionary structure, I have few examples. I will show you in that in our automation server. Meanwhile, you can see that dictionary dict1 equal to brand key value, brand Cisco, model company, year 2004. And then you can go and print the keys, right? And the values. So key we can print, value we can print, key and value together we can print, right? All those manipulations we can do. I will show you in the lab in a minute. But yeah, we have operations related to add, change, remove, length, delete. And then what I will do, let me quickly go and show you one of the examples. So here you can see iterating over key value. So suppose x equal to key value 1, 1, key value 2, 4, key value 3, 9, then 4, 16, and 5, 25. And for key in x, print key and the value, right? So it will go and print in parallel. It will go and print 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, etc. So let me quickly show you this function, this dictionary example first, and then we'll move to the next slide. So here you can see that we have these, let me show you that nano dictionary. So first of the function, here you have the key value, and then you can see that we have x, key in x, print key and the value, right? And if you go and run this program, so you can see this output. Now below one is the different example that I will cover now. But again, we know the format, we know how to write the program. So that's why it's actually easy that you can go and create the program, form the program, and you can execute it. So not a big thing. Here we should understand the format of dictionary, how we can go and utilize it, how we can go and sort out the key and value, and it will become very interesting in the advanced programming as well. List of dictionaries. So for example, I have one program where I have customers, and again, list of dictionary. You can see we have dictionary, and that dictionary we have in form of list. So that's quite interesting program we have, that you can see that we have list, and within that we have key value. So key value, you can see key value, and then again you can see key value UID2. So key value like that. And this dictionary is in where? This dictionary is part of list, right? So now if I go and print this list, so simply we can go and print. So this is the list value that we are printing, but we can go and print some amount of information because we have indexing, right? So I can go and print the UID and the name from this list of dictionary, right? This is not list, this is not dictionary, this is a list of dictionary items. So within this list, I can go and read UID. So X of UID. So X of UID means 1. So 1, and then the X of name will be John. So 1 is John, second is Smith, and then third is Anderson. Like that we can go and read, right? Very interesting program. Let me quickly go and pull up my server here, and you can see the program that we have the customers, and then printing the customers, and then using for loop, printing the UID and the name. So UID and the name. If you want, you can give a spaces as well in between. And once you go and run this program, so what it will do, that it will go and print the UID, right? So this is with respect to some Python programming, but if you go and check these information with respect to network automation and programming, then it will make sense. Then we can utilize the resources, the calculations of Python within the networking. All right, so this way we have completed our unit number 4. Let's stop here. Great. So we reached to unit number 5, where we have to learn about file exception handling, modules, and different type of packages. Now file, what is file? I can see a big description here that file is something that anything that you're opening and writing there, that is file. Any text file, any type of file. ABC, we can open our notepad, type ABC, and then we'll save it, that abc.txt, that will become one file. Now there is category here that you can see that it may be text file, it may be binary file. If it is a text file, then we have end of line. If it is a binary file, then it can go as an input and it can be converted to the machine language. That's the difference. Now we are going to play around with the text file. So there are different methods here, you can see listed here, that we can go and use it. So point here is this, that okay, I have one Python program. So in that Python program, suppose I have one modular program, in that I have different functions. So one main function, I have different small function. One function can do anything, other function can do anything, and the last function that I have, or maybe the second function I have, or maybe the first function I have, there I can use the file operations. So suppose if I want to take backup for the devices, I can read that host name from somewhere stored in some C drive or somewhere. So this is stored in somewhere in the storage outside. Outside means suppose in the same folder where you have your Python scripts and all, but it is outside, it is called from outside program. So we will go and call this program within this. This may be one file that I want to read and take action, or there may be chance that I do not have this file, and then I will go and create that file in some location with help of the Python programming, and then I can call it, do some operation, and again I will close it and save it. So multiple operations are there. That's why you can see here the order of operations. That's why you can see here that we have the methods here, like we can read, we can write, we can create a new file if file is already exist. Then we can go and append. Then we have default mode as a text. Then a binary. Basically, you can read, write, you can create new file, read, write. So those operations we can do. So what we are going to do here in this example, that We'll go and run a small Python program. So let me show you those programs and their attributes that we have, that what we want to read and write, right? So I have my program, one program I have. Let me go and open that. Where is my program? I think some programs I have. Let's see if I don't have that program. So let me go and write the program, and then I will show you here all this program. All this small. Actually, it's nothing. We can go and write it. So let's go and build our program here. So here you can see that I have my small program. Suppose A equal to open one text, one dot text, and write, right? And then print A, read, and then close it. So point here is this, that you want to open one file which is one.txt, right? In the read mode, you will read that with this program, and then you will close that file, right? You can go and close a dot close means close that file. So let's go. Let's try to understand this. So if I go and run this file, first of all, do I have cat one dot? I don't have. So if I go and run this program, see, it is throwing error. It is telling that you don't have one.txt, right? So we'll go and create one.txt because this file we want to read. Hello, Cisco live. So now I have created one file, and now we'll go and run this program. So now you'll see that with that program that we have, the program that we have here, right? It is working. With this program, we are reading. This is in read mode. So one file that I have in the folder, I'm reading with this particular program, right? So not only the read, but we can go and have multiple operations. So now what I will do, let's go here and comment this program. What I want now is that I want to go and run the, oops, I want to go and run the program number 2. So for that, let me go and comment this. And again, I have to go and use the command so I can go and close this. Now, second program, what we want, write a Python program to open and write hello world. So now in this case, we will go open one program, one.txt, and then we will write hello world, right? So let's see, it will work or not. So now we'll go and run program python.file. See what, something missing? Okay, yeah, that's comments too many, right? So, okay, we already know this, so this is clear to us. So let me, oops, go and remove these lines. I don't want this. Okay, and then, okay, and cat one.txt hello world. You can see hello world. So now we can understand that the other program that we have, the program number 2, that we are opening a file and then we are writing in this if write. We are using the if write function, write, or file write keyword to write something. Then you will see third program, write a Python program to write the content. Hi Python programming for the existing file, means I can go and write here hi Cisco, hi Python programming, or in this case I'm writing hi Cisco. So you can open and use this fwrite and you can do it. You can go and add something as well. So you can see W plus. So we have this file called abc.txt. Okay. And in that we want to add the Cisco Live. So let's do the third one. You can see everything is read and write only. So do one thing. Let's go and create one file called abc.txt, right? And hello, hi, hello. And let's go to the program that we have. Oops. Where is the program? Let's go there. Okay, the last one. I just wanted to run the last program. I can go and remove all the earlier programs and simply wanted to run the last program where we have something called abc.txt. We have some content there and then we are writing Cisco Live in that. Let's go and run that. Cat abc. See. So here you can see that it is rewriting the content. Now, if we want that the file having the configuration and then we want to add something, right? So how we can do means you have something existing and then you want to append. So you can use A, right, for the append mode. Let's try that. So instead of this, if I go and use A plus and let's go and create, oops, not like this, sorry. Let's go and create this ABC one more time. Hi and hello. Hi, Jay, hello, whatever. Hi, okay. Now let's go here to file that PY. We have that, we know that, enter, and then use this cat abc.text. Now you can see here that we have all those information already, and then we are adding Cisco Live. So this is the actually these are very easy examples, but behind the scene, this is the operation. You are calling something, putting something, or you are opening new file, adding something, saving something to the same storage. Like that, you can read some IP addresses, host name, use it within the for loop one by one. It will go and print the output. Okay, great. So the, the next very small topic we have is related to command line argument. We have sys module. Sys module is something that stores the command line argument into a list, right? And to access this, you can go and use sys.argv, argument v. Now there are certain examples that we can go and run. So let's go here. So sys is there. If I go to Python 3, Python command line, and if you go import sys, right, and then sys modules keys, it will go and print all the keys, and this should be list. I can go and do print say sys version. So the command line argument that is giving the output in a list format that we have, or we can go and check the sys. Sometimes this is important in the program, so that's why I just cover that. Okay, so likewise you can understand the sys. All right, so we have done great job here. Let's stop. This is very important video. In this video, we are going to understand about errors and exception, and we'll see a few examples as well. Now, errors are something that will come. So while writing the program may terminate due to some issue, due to some errors in the code, and those error may be that maybe your modules that you are calling is the way you are calling is wrong, the functions having some issue, functions may be returning infinite value, some codes are missing, some undefined error will come in between that particular block of code, and then the program will exit. So there are different type of errors we have, such as you can see listed here: zero division error, overflow error, import error, indexing error, type error. Good amount of errors are there. Apart from that, we have seen this indentation error as well while writing the program in the earlier section. Syntax errors are there, runtime errors are there, key errors are there. So good amounts of error are there. Something that is not existing that you want to use within your program, it will go and generate the error. So if we have error, then how we can go and overcome from this error? Do we have any programming method that will allow us to do such type of feature or do such type of thing? Now we know, this logic is very much used in our uh, switching world, Cisco switching world. If you know Cisco switching, that the port will move to error disable and it will auto recover in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Etc. Means logic is there. If you have some missing BPDU, missing STP packets, etc., etc., means conditions will match. So program will behave abnormally and they will exit. They will not give you the output. They will exit, and then this error will come. So if you have error and you know that this block of code having error, at that point of time, if you go and write some exceptions, and there are good well-defined exceptions like array index out of bound exception, class not found, file not found, IOE exception, etc. So that means that if you have error and you want to handle that error, then you have to go and use the error handling techniques, that is exceptions, create some exceptions. So what we are doing, what's the syntax for that? That we can go and use try and except. So try and accept a statement in the try block, and except execute when an error in the try block typically happens. So you can go and use it. So point here is this, that okay, you have error, you identify that error is there in that particular block, you will go and put that error, that is your try statement, right? And then try if this will happen, means if this error will come, then raise exception and then print the last statement come out. Okay, so except means executed when an error in the try block typically we see most of the time. So if any error will happen in the try block, then exception will come into the picture. Again, you can see that we have syntactical errors, logical error, runtime error, list of errors are there. And then we can go and use try and exception method to execute the program. There are some examples here. You can see division by zero program. So if you go and so for example, A is 5, B is 0. So that means what we want to do here, A by B, that means we want 5 by 0. So if you do 5 by 0, that means this is something called a zero division error. It will throw infinite value, divided by 0 can be anything. So that means that it will not get executed in normal conditions. So we can go and use the try block where we are putting A by B, and then we are putting the except block. So if this error will come, this statement will get printed. Now in this method also we have variation. So suppose if we want to print, right, if we want to print the error, then what we are doing, so technique is like this, that in the try block, we have the error statement. And in the except, what we are doing, we are writing like this: except exception as E. And then if you go and print, number cannot be divided by 0, comma E. So it will go and give you the print statement, number cannot be divided by 0, and the error, why this error is happening. This part I'm going to show you in the lab. So like that, we can go and create the error. I mean, if we have error, we can go and utilize the error handling exceptions and mitigate from the error. So let me quickly pull my automation server that I can show you such programs. So now you can see that instead of A, B, what I'm doing, so let's do one by one. So we have a couple of programs here. What I will do, first of all, I'll show you the error. So suppose, let me go and disable this try statement and rest of the other program as well. So point here is this, that I have one simple program where I want to print A by B, and this is user defined integers. So it will ask you the value of A and value of B, right? So let me clear this because I already tested this. What is this? Python 3 file. Number A, suppose A by B, number A may be 9, number B will be 9. So result is okay. A by B, it is printing A by B. Now, if we go and put some error condition here, so A is 9 and B is 0, 9 by 0. So now you can see divide 0 division error, division by 0 error. So how we can go and correct this? So let's go here and put this error value within the try statement, and then we will go and put the exception, and that exception, after that exception, we will go and give the print statement, right? So let's see. Oops. Now let's see and run this program. So number 9 and 0, and you can see it is printing the block that is there in the except block. So try, that means there is error. That means in this block we have error. So then we have error handling, exception, and then it is printing this statement. Now what we can do here, that if we want to print the exact exception, right? So in that case, what we can do, that we can use this code, except exception as E, right? And then we can go and print number can be divided by 0 and print this error E. So we can store the exception that the issue is happening here as E, and then we can print this, right? This is something like nice way that while running the program, we are knowing that what is the exact issue as well, right? So now if you go and run the program, say 9 and 0, so you can see this statement that number cannot be divided by 0, and you can see this error statement, right? Division by 0. That's why we have this issue, and then except statement is printing. All right, so this is the example related to error and exception and a small variation in that. All right, let's just stop here. In this unit, unit 5, the last video recording we have related to modules. Now modules that we can import from somewhere and call within the function, or we have some inbuilt modules then we can import. So multiple ways are there. Either I can go and write my own program. In that program, I may have functions. Those functions I can call to other program, right? Or we have so many inbuilt modules like date, time, calendar, maths, etc., that we can go and import and use it. Okay, so let me show you an example that I can go and create one function called add AB. that will return A and B. And this particular function I can call to some other program. So here you can see that in other program that I am writing, the new program that I am writing, here I am importing import example, right? And then you can see once I am importing this, you can see that example dot add 55 will give me the output as 10. So this dot that we have, we can use to, first of all, calling some other function from other program is import example. Here we have def ab example.py. Under example.py, we are creating this ab, and then we are importing it, and then we are calling to Python function. So you can see clearly that we can call other function in some other function as import and utilize the code, reutilize the code. I'm going to show you some nice example related to that. Apart from this, that this is something like that we are creating some function, and then that function module we are calling, right? There are so many inbuilt functions as well, such as date, time, such as the list of examples. We have so many, like date, time, OS, calendar, maths, OS we have seen earlier. In this, I will show you the calendar and day, time, etc. So we can go and call this function, and then these functions, for example, import the calendar, print the calendar for 2024, 1 month. And suppose if you want to print entire year, then you can use 111. So it will go and print the entire year, right? So likewise, we can go and call the functions. Let me quickly go and show you the examples. Again, we have the examples related to the functions that we are calling. Export packages are also there, that you can go and pack all those packages in one bundle, and it can be exported from one location to other location. So let me see that what function I have. Nano, and I have my file one. Let me quickly check the file one if I have edited that. Yeah. So here you can see that we have file one that we have created earlier, where we have this function divide, where this is doing A by B, right? So this is one of the program that we created in our uh, try and except, in our exception handling programming. So why not utilize this function with some other function? So let's go and create one more function. Here you can see that I'm creating one program called function.py or fun.py, where I am calling file one. So from file one, I am importing the function called divide. And then here you can see that I'm initializing A and B as 0, 0, and then I am calling that function that we have in divide. What is that? Divide A comma B. And let's run this fun.py. So if we go and run Python fun.py, for example, 100, A is 100, B is 5. So it should give you 100 by 5. So here you can see that the result is 20. So the exact function program that we have, that is inside file, right, that we have created earlier, and utilizing that particular file, we are calling that inside the fun.py, and then we are executing it. So that's the use of the import function we have. Apart from that, we have option that we can go and use built-in functions. So suppose if I have, let me see if I have other program related to, yeah, show that. So let me go and nano date.py. So I have another program date.py, and here you can see that first portion, that date time. So A will be date time today, B will be date time now, and then we want to print A and B. And why not, let's go and hide this. So let me go here and hide this. Oops, 1, 2, 3. And let's run the upper part. So let's go and run the Python program, Python 3 date.py. So you can see it is printing the date, right? Likewise, we can go and print the date time today. So here you can see that the print will be t.date, and dot is something that we are calling the function within that. So t equals to date time today, and t.date and t.time, specifically t.date and t.time that we want to print. So that will get printed from here. So let's go and run this program. Wow, some other program also in the bottom. I just wanted to show you the output related to the program that we have. So let me scroll a little bit down so we can see that. Here you can see that date and time. Then just below, I have one program that will print only 1 month, and just below that, we have one program that will go and print the entire year, all the 12 months. So now if you go and check the calendar function, so we are printing the month called January month from 2024. And then with this calendar function, we are printing the entire month. So that's why you can see in the bottom, when I go and run this program, you will see that we have the entire month printed here, right? All right, so you can see that actually now things are easy. We can connect different functions. So first of all, program itself, main program itself is a modular program that can be anywhere. And from that main program, if you have some other main2 program, so within main2 program, you can call some function of main1, and then it will work. Generally, how it is happening that we are defining the variables. So we have one variable file, then we are defining the library function. So we have one library function, and then we have the main function where exactly we want to, what we want to do, right? So from library, we are importing all the packages. From the variable, we are importing the username password, and in the main file, we are executing these operations. So Python part is done here. What I will do, that I will show you such type of big programs and packages in the upcoming section like SD-WAN, DNA, and other programmings. All right, so let's just stop here. Hi everyone, thanks for listening this message. In recent times, we got messages that do we have any program, any course where we can go enroll and we will be very much eligible for the job market. What does it mean? That if you go and check the IT portals, you can see that you have different course packages for CCNA, then CCNP, then firewall, then cloud, then automation, etc. Right? So what we have done, that we created one program for those engineers who want everything at one place and they are new to the market, or maybe they want to enhance their skill set. So we created such program, Joint. Joint is something like job-oriented internetworking training. Now in this program, you can see that we have added CCNA, routing switching, cloud virtualization part of VMware, CCNA or associate level wireless knowledge, Cisco Meraki, Google Cloud associate level knowledge, not entire course, but how much you need to get clear in your interview, or when you are working on this cloud environment, you are not new to that cloud environment. Then Python, then routing switching, ASA firewall, and then we are adding firepower as well. So not only ASA firewall, but next generation firewall. Then we are going to add Cisco SD-WAN, Cisco DNA, etc. Like what we want, that we want to make this course as a complete package course, in terms that once you go and complete these areas, you write, you can write in your profile, in your CV, that you know these technologies. And apart from that, not only this course, once you go and use the joint 9, that's the code here, and if you apply, you will get maximum 85-86% discount on this course. So not only that we are offering the discount coupon, but apart from that, we are giving the lab, EVNG lab. So whoever will go and join this particular course, they will go and get the EVNG lab as well, so they can practice routing switching, right? So what you need a solid foundation, solid course where you can gain the technology knowledge. Then you need the lab environment where you can go and do hands-on practice. And then you can go and add these areas in your profile and go for interviews and all, right? So on other words, in simple words, I can tell this thing, that if you go to Udemy or YouTube, I have so many different courses I created just to obviously earn money. So many courses I have, but this is the only course I created actually for the IT professionals, actually for you, where I want that you can go and get the job. That's why I have added whatever I have 15, 16 years of training experience. I have added all the best things from there, in terms of that you gain knowledge, whatever gray areas you have. Someone knows networking, don't know automation and cloud. Someone knows networking, they don't know firewalling technology, security areas. So that means that you can go enroll this course, gain the knowledge on those areas that you don't know. Or suppose if you have only 1 or 2 years of experience, then you can start this journey, complete the entire course within 5 to 6 months or maybe 3 months, and then add these things within your CV profile and get the job. So this is something like job oriented or career oriented training that is going to help you to get the job and right knowledge to showcase in your profile. All right. Thanks for watching this video.